Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to round 9 of the Buddy Bet Division 1 season in the Adelaide Footy League. Now, every South Australian footy season has its share of commemorations, player milestones, premiership and club anniversaries, but today's cannot be beat. For in 1862, the 36th year of our fledgling South Australian colony, a group of players from the Modbury region gathered for a football game against Adelaideans. And through splits, wars and many different associations, that club continues to play right here today. The longest and quite often the largest club in our state. Celebrating 160 years, it's the Tea Tree Gully District Footy Club. Our broadcast today is brought to you by a range of our sponsors. The Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, Sip and Save, Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, Roll the Dice, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Powerade, Archie's and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Coming up, two northeastern powerhouses, Tea Tree Gully celebrating history and Payneham Norwich Union not wanting to create history of being a grand finalist relegated the next year. This is the Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Filming Footy. Well, g'day footy fans. There's the scene here at Ray White Tea Tree Gully Oval, aka Pertaringa. Yes, don't change the colour settings on your screen because that is a light blue that Tea Tree Gully are wearing as a anniversary commemoration jersey. My name's Phil Hurden. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. Special day for the Tea Tree Gully Footy Club. When we talk about special, we talk none other than my co-caller, Sean Jackson. Jacko, welcome.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for having me. Different setup today. We're in the Adelaide Hills bus.
Yeah, we've stolen the Hills trailer for the broadcast, which is fantastic. And a fascinating game between two sides that are desperate for a win. Who do we start? Let's start with Tea Tree Gully because we saw them. It's their day. We saw them last week. Belted by Goodwood Saints, in need of a response today.
Yeah, absolutely. If we look at the scoreboard in the Bs, it's 2 goals, 7 Tea Tree Gully leading Payneham, 1 goal, 8. So yeah, we hope that's not a precursor to what's going to happen. I was going
to drop the line that Tea Tree Gully's first game, as we might bring up the stream or the screen about their history. When they played the Adelaideans in 1862, which I mentioned in the intro, the final score was Adelaideans 2, Tea Tree Gully 1.
Is that right? Point?
Well, they didn't. It was just, yeah. They didn't count points back in 1862. Right. It was two goals to 1. And I thought, gee, the weather conditions, we might get something similar. And lo and behold, Rezzies, there you go. Oldest, biggest footy club in South Australia, 2018 special year. 2020, they won the Div 2 flag, got promoted, replacing Athelston. And here they are today with their special logo celebrating 160 years. What an achievement.
Yeah, fantastic. And it's a great setup here. I love coming up here. The amphitheatre, it reminds me of a couple of the country grounds. Tanunda is very similar. You mentioned the biggest club. I think Glenunga rivals them now in the junior numbers. In fact, Glenunga are the biggest. But Tea Tree Gully for a long time have been the biggest. And just like we thought Glenunga would eventually become a powerhouse, and so they have. They've ventured into Division 1 now on the back of a strong junior program. So Tea Tree Gully have had a really good junior program over the years, and they're able to compete in Division 1 on the back of that. They don't recruit a lot of players from outside of the area as such. The big ruckman, the journeyman is one that I can think of that played here a few years ago. Just can't think of his name now, but played at Port and South.
No, you've lost me, but it'll come to us later in the third quarter. Oh, was it Pennyworth?
No.
Butterworth, Pennyworth?
No, he's still playing in the Brosser, actually.
Tickerman?
No, not Tickerman. He's a loss to him for Tea Tree Gully for sure. But
well, I've given you 2 ruckmen.
Well, Tickerman's a defender, mate. Hardly ruckman.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, let's have a look. Tea Tree Gully, recent seasons, they've gone up and down from Div 1. Mostly Div 1, that 2018 was a very special day. Got to call that really good. Went from premiers to relegated in 2019. Bounced back with the 2020 premiership. Had there been a 5th place in the finals, they would have had it at 9-9. And they're in the 5 today as we have a look at the at how they've gone this season. A mixture, like most teams in Div 1, but probably more good than bad. And yeah, it wasn't 15 points last week. That's my typo. It was more around, I reckon, 87 by the time they were done. But pretty good at home, 4-1. They score a lot. Their issue last week was just their defence. They allowed, I think, 21 goals by Goodwood. Won't be such a problem today, but that's the first thing they've got to fix up.
Yeah, no question. They had a good draw early, didn't they? I think their first 3 games were at home. They won all 3 of them, so they got away to a flyer. Alex McKay was strutting around town like he owned the place. How easy he's coaching. Then bang, lost it to Rostrevor, who was struggling, and then lost to Glenunga, who'd come up from Division 2. So footy's like that. It can slap you in the face just when you think you're travelling okay. And then a couple of good wins against Brighton and Prince Alfred. Look, I've got to say I was really, really disappointed last week with their effort against Goodwood Saints. And not just their effort. I thought tactically they were so poor last week. They didn't change anything during the course of the game. Alex is a terrific lad, new coach. Only been coaching for 8 games. But I would hope that someone, and Dave Krasandi's a good football person. He's been a footy coach in his own right. He was at the game last week, and I know he's not here today. He's crook. But I would hope that he pulled Alex aside during the week and just said, mate, you need to have a look at what you did do, and more particularly what you didn't do last week, because they didn't change anything. Have 21 goals scored against your Goodwood Saints oval is unforgivable, because it's a small ground. It's really easy to defend Goodwood Saints. At no stage they play a player behind the ball, throw an extra midfielder. They just play one-on-one footy all day, which suited Goodwood Saints to a T. And I guess it's a learning curve for the coaching staff here today. But I'll be interested to see what they do from a tactical perspective today.
Well, they mix it up. So their opponents, probably not the same standard as Goodwood Saints this year. They both, Payneham and Goodwood Saints, played in the Prem. Let's have a look at Payneham and what they bring to us. Well, they were a merger, 1995, Payneham and Norwood. 6 premierships, 2019 Div 1. They are Old Nations. They've got teams in Division 1 of both the men's and women's side. Recent history for Payneham Norwood Union. They've been in Div 1 for a while, and that is under threat at the moment. You can see there 1 premiership, 3 runners-up, a 3rd and a 4th. So they really have been a powerhouse side since coming up since 2015. But with just 1 win from 8 games, they've got a long way to travel back. We check what they've done this year. We were there. They beat Princes by 6, and we thought, that was pretty good. And since then, a lot of losses, a lot of them by more than 5 goals, Jacko.
Yeah, they'd be pretty disappointed, I would think, the way their season's unfolded. As you mentioned, we were there game 1. They had a terrific win at home against Prince Alfred, the reigning premier. As it turned out, Prince Alfred, not the team they were last year, although they do appear to be getting a run on now. But I think we talked last time we called them about their lack of scoring.
Yep.
Look, they're ranked 10th. They're bottom of the ladder. They're averaging 52 points a game. You don't win games of footy when you can't kick goals. Interestingly enough, courtesy of Dartfish and the stats, we have had a chance to look at their stats on individual games, and they do get a lot of the ball. So they play a style of game that is share the ball a lot, kick wide. Now, I don't personally think that style of footy works at this level. Yeah, that's an AFL branded footy.
It needs a skill level to execute.
Yeah, at this level, the only side I've seen that can consistently, or that's ever been able to consistently play that brand of footy and win, was PAC when they won the premiership about 3 or 4 years ago, and they had a back line that was stacked with quality SANFL players. So it'd be interesting to see what they do today, Payneham on the back of that. They get access to those stats. Their game plan, you would say, has to come under some sort of criticism on the back of they're having more of the ball than their opposition, but they're getting soundly beaten. But today is an opportunity for them. I will mention one quick one. Ethan Haylock came into the side last week, number 4, I think.
Just at the back of the pack there?
Yeah, so Ethan's the son of Gary Haylock, played a couple of 100 games at Woodville. So has been himself at Woodville West Torrens for the last 4 or 5 years, Ethan.
Kicked a match-winning goal against South Adelaide from
memory. Did, correct.
On a TV game as well.
Yeah, correct, and went and high-fived the crowd. And look, there was a lot of clubs chasing Ethan, so it's a great get for Payneham Norwood Union. It's under alleged. Apparently, if you put alleged in any sentence, you can say whatever you like. But allegedly, some interesting stuff that went on there. But played his first game last week. I think kicked 2 or 3 goals and was in the best players. So he'll be a handy acquisition for them, in the mid part of the season. Alrighty,
the reserves is done and dusted. Tea Tree Gully kicked a couple of late ones, 4-7-31. Payneham 1-6-12. 19-point win to Tea Tree Gully. Have been advised by reliable sources. The Gully's also got in the C's by about 3 goals. So they're going for the triple treat today. Umpires, you saw them briefly. They're going to have a fun day today. Jason Mounts and Matthew Raymond, especially the boundary umpire on the far side, whether that's Chris Cummins or Peter McMullen. And in the goals, Steve Martin and Lee Burns. Probably about 5 minutes away from the start of this one, we'll have Lambo, who's pacing around the cricket pitch at the moment, checking it all out, ready to give us ground conditions at the coin toss. Some other games in the league today. Brighton is hosting St. Peter's.
Big game for Brighton.
Brighton are in the danger zone as Teacher Gully have hit the field in their traditional, their original, not sure if they wore that in 1862, but certainly as that club came about.
Photo being taken, too, Phil?
Yeah, Matt, just to ensure that those chairs don't go, Lambo's chairs don't take off. Okay. There's the photo of Teacher Gully and the commemorative jumpers that will probably be auctioned as we go. So you think St. Peter's, but a much-needed win for Brighton. Rocks hosting Port District. Again, you'd have to favour the visitor. Would you?
Yeah, well, we didn't. John, our boss, was at the game last week, and he thought Port Districts were okay in a good quality game. So Ross Trevor very much up and down at the moment, so very hard to get a read on. So, yeah, I think I'd probably go with Port Districts there. The
two promoted sides, sometimes when you get two promoted sides, they need this game to get their first win. These two are right in the finals mix. Glenunga hosting Old Ignatians.
Yeah, this promises to be an absolute beauty, actually. This is probably match of the round, I think. I was away when you guys called the Glenunga game, so I haven't seen them live, but I did get the chance to call Old Ignatians about 4 weeks ago when they had their first win. And I was extremely impressed with him that day. So on the back of that, it's at Glenunga, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Look, on the back of that, I'm going to go with Old Iggies.
Old Iggies. And the last one...
Who are you going for?
I'm actually leaning towards Glenunga. Because when I saw Old Iggies, they lost to Port District and struggled to...
Oh, you didn't call the winning game, no.
I called the losing game, you called the winning game.
Yep.
The last one on paper from last year would be huge. Prince Alfred Old Collegians and Goodwood Saints. It's still huge.
Yeah.
The Redmen are building and the Saints are playing very good football, and it's at Park 9, which will feel a bit open and exposed this afternoon, I think, playing out there in these conditions.
Yeah, look, big winners last week, Goodwood Saints. They ticked all the boxes right across the ground. They were well organised. They're up and about. So for me, Goodwood Saints win that one.
Alrighty, we're just about ready to head to Lambo once he looks around and he's ready to go.
Waiting for the coin toss. I must mention the coin toss today. Dave Krasanti sent me something in about the coin toss, so
they found a penny from 1862?
No, Olivia Savis is tossing the coin today for the Heritage Round. She's the local Labor MP in Macon.
Okay.
Interesting, though, the last female MP to toss the coin for Teacher Gully A grade was Molly Byrne in 1965.
Wow. Let's go to Lambo.
Boys, we're at Teacher Gully today. Windy conditions, and it's a great day for footy. We've got the local MP here. He's going to flip the coin. Her name's Olivia. And we've got the two captains from both sides. Very windy today. Okay, here we go for the toss, guys. We've got Gia and Chad. Here we go. Here we go.
No pressure.
Here we go.
No
She's
way.
waiting.
Olivia.
She's never tossed the coin before,
Olivia.
boys.
Okay.
She's laughing. Take your time, Olivia. We've got all
Oh, the pressure.
Olivia. Can you toss the coin?
Here we go.
Hey.
Tails it is. Johnny Gia, well done. All the best today too, Gia. Take care.
Johnny Gia.
So, boys, great day. 160 years Teacher Gully is celebrating this year. To your right-hand side, the southern side, I will say it's worth 2 to 3 goals. Oval's in very good condition, just a bit muddy in the middle. Sean and Phil, I'm going for Payneham by about 9 points, boys. Have a great call, and I'll speak to you soon. See ya.
Wow, well, let's all put our necks on the line. Phil,
okay,
who are you going
thanks for
for?
It's big day, anniversary. We're around to get hard. Let's go with the chance for Teacher Gully to celebrate maybe by my 3 goals. The breeze is very strong, but it's mainly across the ground, and a little bit of that is to the southern side. So yeah, I'm going to disagree with Lambo and pick the home side.
Yeah, I am too, and tried to get a bet on today. Buddy Bet is the new.
Oh, yes.
And I just couldn't quite work it out, so I need someone who's a bit more technologically savvy than I to show me how to do that. But I'm going to go for Tea Tree Gully by 12 points, and I'll be very dirty if they get up by 12 points and I wasn't able to get a bet on. Lambo, you in with Buddy Bet yet?
Not yet, but I will be soon, Sean, because I'm not much of a gambler. But if I'm a gambling man today, first ruck for Payneham is going to be Gia.
Which
There's
one?
a big rumour, Jack. Number 10.
Playing in the ruck.
In the ruck, Jack.
Are you serious?
As soon as I got out the car today, a Payneham boy came up to me and we had a chat, and I said, a few changes. He goes, don't tell anybody, Lambo, but Gia could be first ruck today. So I'm not telling anybody, Sean.
Right, okay, well, I'll be very surprised if that is the case. But
How did we go out there? Did you notice the young lady tossing the coin? She's never flicked a coin before.
Olivia.
I thought that would be part of a politician's repartee. You know, shake hands, kiss babies, make promises, cut ribbons, toss coins. Be all part of it, wouldn't it?
You would have thought. You would have thought. A couple of good ins for Tea Tree Gully. Tyson Breeden back today after suspension for a tackle is a good in. Chad Shoemakers, of course, didn't play last week as well. So a couple of good ins for Tea Tree Gully. So on the back of that, I am going for Tea Tree Gully. And, you know, I know Dave Grazani sitting at home waiting for our predictions. And if we hadn't have gone for Tea Tree Gully, we would have thrown something at the screen.
That's right. We may have struggled to get the van out later on today. But anyway, it should be a good game. We are. Can you believe it, boys? This represents, after today, the halfway point of the minor round.
Yeah, funnily enough, I'm looking at the centre square and I cannot see any height going into the middle for
Well, we've got to be on the team,
Payneham,
Sean.
so
All the best. Number 10's in the middle.
it may
Here we
well
go.
be Gia in the
I
ruck.
reckon Todd Pino's the tallest of the four that's gone in there.
So the Tea Tree Gully ruckman looks like Josh Hart. Tea Tree Gully.
Josh Hart, yeah, that would be correct. Alrighty. So it's Payneham Norwood Union.
it
7
is.
losses in a row.
Lambo's got the mail.
He
It
has
is
indeed.
John and Giannini in the ruck.
So the Falcons looking for to break a long losing streak and stay in the hunt to avoid relegation. Tea Tree Gully, their big day, looking for some redemption. Disappointment last week. We're underway, and you're with Sean Jackson.
Right, I'll be surprised if Hunt doesn't get the first tap. There it is, pretty easy.
Won't be his last,
So
I
they
think.
hack it out of the middle now, courtesy of Isaac Houston, who played an absolute ripper last week, was best on ground by the length of the straight for Tea Tree Gully. Ball now on the wings, being handled by Matty Nye. Gives it to the back to the outside. Now they come forward, Payneham. No one there. In best position for Tea Tree Gully. Bringing the ball back inside to Tyler Martin. Nice and composed. Goes back from whence it came. Would have liked to have seen a switch there, although the breeze is a bit tricky. And that does hold up in the win. It's been marked by Payneham. Can't quite get a read on the number there. They're at centre wing. They bring the ball back into the corridor. Not a well-directed kick at all, and should have been marked by Jaden Martin. He dropped a sitter, but in saying that, it is it's swirly, I think, Phil, as you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, anything high is going to be problematic to try and judge. And we've seen Bansby throw-ins and the Bees sort of go sideways. The conditions are going to play a large part in this today. Gullies with the clearance, that was from Showen Makers, I think, to Spence. It's towards that mud pit in the cricket pitch area. Another good pickup and high kick. I'm not sure about the high kicks today. That gave Spittle quite a challenge. Coming in to help was Chad Showmakers, already making a difference back in the side. In front of the scoreboard now, showing nothing to nothing. Umpire's found a free. He says play on. The shot on the goal is wayward to the left-hand
Tyler
side.
West. Phil.
Tyler West with an early touch of the leather, and it's 1-0 to Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, I think I'd be leaving Tyler West in the goal square today and just getting to out wrestle, get the ball in long and deep. Don't mess around with the ball. It'll be interesting to see, as we mentioned before, Payneham like to spin the ball around a little bit. So it will be interesting to see whether they're a bit more direct with the conditions. It's now Dylan Shoemakers who has it. Hooks around the corner. Again, they have the ball, Tea Tree Gully. They go forward now into the long through Houston. He's had a shot on goal. Just pulled it to the left. So they're doing all the attacking at the moment. They're out to 2 points, Tea Tree Gully. Payneham Norwood Union yet to score. They play on quickly from this kick, though.
Towards the pocket, out of bounds. Towards the tennis club pocket here, the northwest. I think it's a north-south ground. My geography holds up. No sun to assist with that today whatsoever. Just the tiniest speck of blue sky if you look hard enough, but pretty overcast, very windy, and rain is on its way. Throw in lobs with Haylock. Kick down the wing. Nice to see some football up close first time today. Some hard yards made there. The kick by Martin is smothered. And there's going to be a throw in now. Oh, no, it's out on the full. Okay.
Interesting. Looks like Brad McKenzie's forward. That's him now with the free kick, Phil, but he looks like he's lining up forward. Might think they've got the win. Pippett it is who handballs it to Giannini. The ruckman on the left foot. If you don't mind, that is a left foot torpedo from 18 metres out, Phil. Very, yes. Very difficult to master that kick.
Very interesting shot selection. If you're a golfer, it's like using a driver from 2 foot out. But, yeah, look, it's a goal. That's what matters.
Well, I think John thought it would be too easy just to kick a drop punt. So we just thought he'd amp it up a little bit.
Are they really in a position to be? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Mackenzie's long kick over the back here,
and that's you're seeing a bit of the wind effect there, getting over the pack.
So maybe that's what Payneham are relying on. That there's the ruckman. He's run forward, and Paynham's ruckman in Josh Hart nowhere to be seen in the screen. Let's see if he can get an advantage in the ruck.
We're back in the middle. Interesting that they're throwing the ball up to the side of the mud, so they're giving everyone a clear run at it. And again, Payneham Norwood Union the clearance. They go inside 50. Asprey there battling, I think, with Viney, who was very good the first game that we saw them at the start of the year. But there's Alex McKay. Finds a teammate in brother Zach, and they're working it through Schoenmakers. Back now to Latham. Kick down the outer wing. I think I'm going to sing outer wing a lot today. There's a heavy tackle. That'll be a stoppage. Well tackled there by Ryan Spittle. And well, it's pretty much couldn't be truer centre wing if you tried here at Pertaringa.
Yeah, difficult to get your head around the Guernsey, the colours for the Tea Tree Gully boys. They look a bit unfamiliar at the moment. I can see Alex McKay in there throwing his weight around, but maybe Isaac Hewson it is who's got the free kick on centre wing. Phil, they'll go inside forward 50. Looking to get their first goal. It's a nice drop punt. Looking for big Tyler West. Doesn't quite carry him. The ball hits the ground. Kicked off the ball quickly by Shoemakers. Ends up with
Latham, I think.
Leith, was it?
Latham.
Latham. Brody Latham, correct. And a good goal. That's Tea Tree Gully's first, but nice kick in by Isaac Hewson.
And the ricochet went the right way.
Yeah.
We'll see the summer back replay right now.
Have a look at the byplay in the middle with the ruckman. You've got Alex McKay in there trying to bash into John Giannini. You've got John Giannini trying to bash into Josh Hart. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we're going to give an assist to Chad Showmakers with the very accurate soccer kick assist.
Yep.
Straight to an opener, Latham, who just had nothing between him and the goals, and he slotted it. So one apiece, 1-2 to 1 straight.
So in this situation, John Giannini's got to be actually aiming for the hand. So you get nowhere near the hand of the ruckman there. Makes it very easy. So instruction when you give away that much height in a ruck is to try and rake the other player's hand and the ball comes down. But having said that, he's instrumental in getting the ball out, John Giannini, and it went to Haylock. He hacked it forward. We're now into the forward pocket. But, once again, if they're able to concede the tap, but they get an extra midfielder around the ground, it might be... Well, it's an interesting tactic.
It's an interesting theory that, okay, we know he's going to win the ruck tap, and we base it around he's going to tap it to.
Yeah, so they do have a big player up here, Liam Potts. Now, I don't know Liam Potts. I don't know his background, so they're obviously not trusting him to take the ruck, but not a lot of options for Payneham. Here they go now, though. McKenzie, the left footer. It's well smothered on that occasion by Tyler Martin.
Yep, you'll have to keep calling this because I've got a little blind corner right in the middle of it.
No problem. So good match up there, Tyler Martin on Brad McKenzie. Be a good test for Martin. Boundary throw in again. Goes over the back. And Hewson again, who's had plenty of the ball early. Hits it in the direction of Ryan Spittle's out there. Being well chased by...
Now, this is something I'm going to follow with interest. And I don't know which one of the two boundary umpires it is who's got the gig on the outside, whether it be Chris Cummins or Peter McMullen. I assume they're going to rotate around. How this boundary throw-in's going to work. We're right behind it, so we'll get an idea if it deviates. Should go have a serious deviation to the right. That's actually not too bad. That's what I saw in some of the B-grade ones. But you're getting the idea that there is a little bit of a breeze favouring Payneham Norwood Union. Not much in the way of clearance you'd expect this early stages. Not sure what Alex McKay's trying to swat the football there for a second. in the end it's going to be another throw-in.
Well, Houston's having a field day under the arm already of Josh Hart, isn't he? Look,
Yeah.
And this is where Gia needs to be on this side of the ruck contest because the ball's going to drop this side. And that occasion it then goes to the other side, make a liar out of everybody.
Yeah, he sort of did very well. He had the right body position to keep Hart away from the ball there.
Yeah. I'm guessing that he's probably never played in the ruck before, Gia, but that's a pretty decisive ruck tap there. Haylock charges at it, might get one for a push in the back. He does. So he'll go back and push the ball.
I guess if you're in the midfield, you'd understand some of the tactics. It's you know what you're supposed to do. You just might know how you actually physically do it.
Well, the other thing you've got to do, Phil, you've got to play man on man. When you're giving away that much height in the ruck, the rest of your players have to be accountable one-on-one. You just can't afford to try and read Gene Ennie's tap because he's not going to win the tap.
Exactly. And the other thing is you can't allow the ruckman to run up to get extra height.
Josh Spence in the back lines again for Tea Tree Gully. Teed the idea of moving him forward for 30 seconds, I reckon, last week, and he missed that shot on goal, and they whipped him back.
It was a
pretty quick.
bad miss, but yes, sometimes if you make a move, you might want to back yourself a little bit more. You at least got to give everybody a sighter.
Yes.
If they have two shockers, well, maybe that's not going to work. Anyway, not much happening here at the moment. We're 9 minutes in, just one goal apiece, 1-2 to 1 straight. Gully's in front by 2 points.
Yeah, Riley McCulloch had an opportunity there. Now the ball spills to Payneham. They've got plenty of numbers around this one. Chance to have a shot on goal. That's Anthony Giannini. I reckon he's come back from Darwin to play this game. So interesting story there. John, his brother, who we mentioned playing in the ruck, and Brad McKenzie both flopped and played a few games at Darwin with him.
That's no short trip either, I might add.
No, it's correct. So Anthony, I reckon this might be his first game for the year. Obviously, he had a weekend free, and he's come down and playing for Payneham. So returned the favour that his brother gave him. That is him with the footy now being tackled. You know he'll be in and around the ball.
At least a 4-hour flight up and back. Up one way. Anyway, he's here. Good to see Payneham Northern Union, to be honest, need all the help they can get at the moment.
Well, that's a big clash out in the far side.
Oh, who's gone down there? That's Darley Richards, I reckon, in the long sleeves.
Yeah, that was a nasty one. See if we can get a replay on that, Matty. Just too early. Alex McKay, the coach, it was that barreled him, and he looks a bit ordinary there.
A bit worse for wear.
Yeah, you're right, it was Darcy Richards.
And he's right at the far side of the field for any help to come, which has now arrived.
You can see Ethan Haylock wants to take the free kick. Stay down, son. He said, I've played enough games to know how to kick the winning. He's actually calling for the trainer, Ethan, so it's not a good sign. But is it Darcy?
Yep. Okay, let's go to Lambo, is that what we're saying?
Boys, Phil and JK, number one, Darcy Richards. Doesn't look in good nick over the other side. High tackle. And they've got some medical attention at the moment, but I'll give you the update and let you know what's happening very soon. But I just want to let you know, boys. Back to you.
Looks like he's being dubbed there.
Yeah,
he looked like he's from a Chinese Western in Lambo. His mouth was moving at a different time than when the voice was
Here's
coming.
the kick from Haylock. It's a long kick. And it disappears behind the pack, and it's going to be touched the point post, not on the full, so throw in. I better let you call this, JK.
Okay, so we got big Josh Hart here in best position. The ball spills to the front for Payneham. Houston again around the corner. He's having a field day early. Payneham in good position defensively here. Got plenty of numbers around this contest. Just missed with a handball, but it's Giannini, Anthony variety who has it. What will he do? He goes onto the left foot to the top of the square. Not a lot of tall timber there, but that is high, and that's Brady Ansell. I mentioned early in the year that it was good to see him back playing footy. He's had a nasty run the last couple of years with injuries. As I'm saying that, I can see Darcy Richards being escorted around the ground by the trainers of Payneham, and he doesn't look all the best. So
I wonder if that's his day done if he's not coming off through the interchange gate.
No, well, you're allowed to come back on as long as you've been escorted by a trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a time frame. I think it's 10 minutes or something like that each day. Anyway, Brady Ansell straight in front. Chance to put Paynham's second on the board. The left footer makes no mistake whatsoever. That puts Paynham out to 2 goals, and they now lead Tea Tree Gully, who are on 1 goal too. But don't forget, folks, they do have the assistance of a 2 to 3 goal breeze here, and It looks like it's picking up a little bit as we speak, Phil.
Yeah, as we see the shot here, good to see one of the defenders using the moment to do up the shoelaces.
Yeah.
I guess you're really not expecting anything else but a shot from goal. And yeah,
It's
aim
Joshua
left,
Spence.
swung right. And we are back in the middle.
So the question is, who's going to go into the ruck when John Giannini needs a spell? There's no way known he can ruck all day. We saw
No.
Josh Hart ruck for most of the day last week. Looks like he's okay. Lambo's just getting a report on Darcy Richards. He's grilled him. You got to be all right, son. How much longer do you have? Back in the middle.
Tell me where it hurts, son. Oh, we're back in the middle. And this is the goes, and you're right. It does take a little bit to get used to. Houston to Showmakers. I always have to think which one now. It was easier last week. There's another one. That's Chad. It was Dylan earlier. Now it's Anthony Genie. Disposed of the ball. Kick inside 50. Looking for West. Spills over the back. Here comes, I'll tell you what, Brody Latham was looking for an easy second goal. But the Falcons clear it. Let's go to Lambo.
You're right. Jacko and Phil, yeah, Darcy Richards having a break. He's just going to have a few headache tablets, mate, and he's going to be back on soon. And Jeremy Cheney's pretty happy about that result. Back to you, boys.
Going to have a Bex and come back.
Yep, okay, well, that's good. Payneham have the, Teacher Gully have the ball. It's in good hands with Dylan Shoemakers. He goes down the wing. That was almost a terrific mark taken by his brother, I think. But Payneham got all the answers here. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Anthony Giannini hacks it around the corner. Teacher Gully in best position, courtesy of Dylan Shoemakers. Looks inboard, nothing on there. It is a difficult ground with these conditions to switch the play quickly, folks. So that's probably why we're not seeing a lot of that. He now goes long. I'm not sure about why you'd head towards Ryan Spittle, though he is pretty good for a medium-sized forward in the air. Now, Payneham get it. It's towards their half-forward line, but it's picked up by Jordan Personos. Now they come into the middle. Once again, Ethan Haylock gets it, handballs it quickly. Houston plies the tackle. Payneham still in it. Haylock it is who comes out. The umpire, it looked like he wasn't sure whether he was to go or not to go. But he's kicked it around the corner. Now they've got the numbers. It's the same play. Brady Ansell on the left foot, if you don't mind. That is the goal of the day, but we are only, having said that, 15 minutes into the first quarter. But that puts Payneham out to 3 goals straight. 18 points, Teacher Gully. Well, the ball was inside their forward 50. They just couldn't capitalise, and as a consequence, Payneham took it down from one end to the other. And nice kick around the corner there by Ethan Haylock. But Brady Ansell on the boundary line. I mean, I know he's a left footer, but that is a terrific kick, Phil.
Yeah, the other bit of that play was the little dainty tap by Brad McKenzie into the path of Ansell. McKenzie, the intended target, had a defender in close reach, tipped it to the side, very rugby league-ish. Sort of tap to the open player running down the wing, and Ansell a wonderful conversion. So, Falcons have struck early, 3 straight kicks, which in these conditions is nothing to sneeze at. And again, Gully's trying to get the clearance from their superior ruckman.
Change in the ruck for Payneham. Liam Potts, I mentioned before, has gone in the ruck, and John Giannini's gone full forward.
Well, Potts just got a tap, so that's going to be a little bit more of a win. And that was actually well done by Potts, who got out the clearance. Haylock, about 4th touch in about 2 minutes, kicks it into the path of Ansell. On this occasion, too far with that breeze out on the full. And the Gullies, now with Dylan Showmaker, will set up from half back.
Yep, I'd like to see them. Here's a nice short kick into the corridor. It's a risky kick, though. It was Matty Nye who was in good position for Payneham, just couldn't quite take it on the half volley. Plenty of numbers running at this contest. Theo Dorokaropoulos. Let's just go with Theo in best position.
Well, that's his
Payneham.
first name.
Yes. I think you had it down last time. No, I
No,
was with you. It was with someone else.
It's Theo Dorokaropoulos.
Dorokaropoulos. Okay, Theo Dorokaropoulos. Anyway, ball's into the ruck. It's now forward for Pippett. Can he take this on the half volley? Little bloke's got to be able to.
Good tackle.
It was a good tackle. Teacher Gully's trying to push the ball out into some space. Plenty of numbers around from both sides.
And now are we watching footy or mud wrestling?
Yeah, there's a bit of a rugby scrimmage, this one now.
Not much difference right there.
John Giannini is all the way into the centre square, and Mackenzie has now gone forward for Payneham. So
I'll tell you
what I do like about this is what I was critical of Teacher Gully of last week. They're actually changing things around a little bit.
Okay.
So it makes it a little more difficult for the opposition to read what's going on. Try and see if you can see any change in what Teacher Gully do at all. So far I've seen nothing. Doesn't matter because Jake Robinson hooks it around the corner looking for West. He brings it to the ground beautifully, but look at that kick. That is Ryan Spittle at his best. And that's the reason Tea Gully went so hard to get Ryan back at their footy club. He kicked 5 last week, I think, or the previous week we saw them play, time we saw them play. Didn't have a big impact on last week's game, but just his ability to get the ball on quickly onto his boot, quickly under pressure. We've got a replay here. Watch this. Watch how quickly he gets the ball onto his boot. Bang, perfect position, on goal. Knew where the goals were. Really good forward craft.
Max Wagner claiming the touch, ignored by all and sundry in the green. And a nice backward tap by Alex McKay. Ends up with Cansdell. Hot footy on the half-forward flank. Can only see one Gully. Oh, there's a second one. Okay, hiding behind the corner. Bouncing ball towards the pocket. Good pick up. Back to Hewson from 65 into the pocket looking for West. His defender was right, had front position.
Good speed, Ryan Spittle. That was Ryan Spittle that came out and met the boys. He's very quick, isn't he?
So they're going to work it around there. So West, no, that's Red News come up. But they're running it here. This is a scrimmager, I'm going to say, to Haylock, who's been busy in this first quarter. But that's the second one he's actually put out of bounds on the full on the outer side gullies through Jordan Personus to bring it back.
Jaden Martin, I think, Phil, may bring the ball back here.
Yep. He actually was over the fence. I thought he was a spectator, but he was actually over the fence getting the footy back because there are no spectators.
No, they're all staying in the car today on the far side. Normally that does get a lot of deck chairs, that hill, but anyway, we are on the true centre wing position. Players throwing themselves willingly at the contest. Alex McKay is there, tries to keep the ball alive for Tea Gully. In the end, weighted numbers proves the difference. And the ball goes trickling out of bounds. I do see one keen supporter under the light tower there, Phil, right in the middle. Congratulations to him for having the courage to stand out in the weather.
With a camera.
He's got a camera as well, has he?
Maybe decided that's the best spot for photos because that's where the ball's going to be all day.
So McKay throws himself at this one. Just can't quite get it into some space. Now, Payneham through Haylock, through Giannini, and on to Theo Doropoulos. He kicks it long towards Harrison Viney. I think we saw Harrison Viney get frustrated the last time we saw him play. They just didn't kick it long into him when he had a chance to compete one-on-one. Well, today he's matched up against Jordan Personos, and he'd have 10 kilos and 5-6 centimetres on Personos, so he'd fancy himself on a one-on-one.
But hasn't had the one-on-one kick come in yet.
Now they've tried the switch of the play into the difficult windy conditions. It's Hewson. Oh, good heavens.
That's why you don't do that today.
He's butchered it, and you know who's got it, don't you? Brad McKenzie, the best kick in the league, let alone on this ground.
And he's got the wind at his back. Not that he's going to need it.
So I could see some Tea Gully players telling Isaac Hewson not to bring it this side, and obviously that wind is very strong. Anyway, perfect position for a left footer. Played a lot of footy, Brad McKenzie. This will be no problems. Oh, don't you hate that, Phil?
Best kick in the league.
He set that up on the post and it did not deviate.
Special comments from Sean Jacko Jackson. Best kick in the league. Okay.
Well, find me another. Find me a better. I didn't say kick for goal.
Well, I mean, Isaac Hewson is a skilled player. I mean, it's just the conditions are doing it. He did not compensate enough. That was the problem.
I can see Blake Penny doing the running for Tea Gully without a hand bandage. For those Tea Gully people at home watching, that's great to see because he's been out for a while. They desperately want him back in the side.
Could it be for finals actions? Gully certainly aimed to be the good kick out. Mark taken by Cansdell. That was a good 45-metre kick. Now they have a chance to take it down the ring right in front of our broadcast spot. They could have raffled it. It was McKay getting it onto Asprey. Now it's Hart. They're already inside 50. Thumped from behind by the Falcons defence in Bauer. And it's going to be a throw-in. But I love the long kick. Not a great distance given the wind that we've got here this afternoon.
I like the way Tyler West was in no position to mark that ball, and all of a sudden when the ball landed there, he was in front spot and in best position. So well done, Tyler West.
To the front of the pack, kicked over the fence.
Here's Anthony Giannini on the bench, mate. He would be finding these conditions a little bit different than Darwin. I might just ask him as he goes past.
Yeah.
He can't open up the
I think Lambo just asked him the same question. All right, Payneham Northern Union have it. Bit of a kick off the side of the boot. Ends up with Ansell. He manages to kick it to the front of the centre square. Charging for it is Potts. He does well. He beat 2 defenders, got the kick away. Now it's with Haylock, who decides just to poise, settle down. Running play. This McKenzie again, front position, sport away from him. Giannini with the tackle, back with the coach McKay, and the Gullies will bring it down the members' wing.
Cansell it has. Cansell it is that has it. He kicks it to Personos. He looks to play on quickly on the left foot, looking for Tyler West. Good kick and protected the ball beautifully. Tyler West. I get more impressed with him each time I see him play. He's going to be a beauty for a few years to come. Got a good boot on him. That one's no exception. Into the top of the square. I don't know why they kick so often towards Brodie Latham. That's the other thing that really surprises me about Tea Tree Gully.
He's got to be the crummer, not the target.
Exactly. And we said the same thing last week. He was the one competing in the air consistently. Anyway, Lambo's making a lot of noise in the background here. I can't hear myself. Can't think. We're in the pocket. McKay, can he take the ball cleanly? Payneham got all the answers. Haylock's in everything at the moment. They come charging out of the half back down the wing. Good kick or fortuitously. Or it must have been touched. The umpire's called play on. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, Viney looked like he grabbed it cleanly.
Yeah.
Umpire thought differently, and Viney's not really protesting too much. True centre wing position. 24 minutes gone of a reasonably low scoring first quarter, so maybe a couple of minutes left. And again, the kick on the far side. Going to keep count during the course of how many out of bounds on that far side with the breeze heading there. 2 so far.
Yeah.
Which both from the same player and Ethan Haylock.
It was a nice spin by Brett Ansell to get himself into space too. Just the kick, just deserved a better kick.
Being one of the Falcons' better ones, and we've got a free kick, and now we'll see how far they can roost it.
Haylock it is.
He was trying, and he's one bloke who would love the stand rule. The man on the mark standing, and was trying to make use of it there. Oh, he does the dummy. Now the kick inside 50. Who's on front of the pack? That's a Payneham mark.
McKenzie.
I reckon you're right. Yeah, bingo. And he's had the sighter. You're going to back him again, Jacko?
Well, his mum and dad will be watching this game live stream down at Normanville. His daughter's wedding next week, the Louis Whitelock from Goody Saints.
Oh,
so
of course.
This is the son. They'd be praying that he just doesn't get injured.
Is he in
Phil.
the bridal party?
I would imagine so. That the bride at the wedding's at McLaren Vale. Let's have a look. Phil, you call it.
McKenzie comes in. I'm going to have to do this on the TV.
Oh.
Let's look at the goal umpire. Oh, the best kick in the league. Was there ever any doubt?
Well, he's brought my faith back.
That's his first. It's Paynham's fourth. Let's have a look at the replay and the mark. Thanks to Simon Black Academy.
Haylock had no other thought than to
and
go
the dummy.
to McKenzie. Yeah,
Can
and
a dummy be player of the day?
This could be a contender for player of the day for sure.
He was about 4 or 5 back. Just read I think the front of the pack didn't read the sideways movement.
You take a note of that one, Phil, for play
of the day. Okay.
Simon Black Academy
The
Award.
dummy. So just for something different.
Don't see a lot of it these days. Remember the guy that
Eddie
played-
Hocking.
Correct, Eddie Hocking.
Eddie Hocking.
No one did it better. And speaking of blokes playing in the ruck, he played in the ruck, didn't he? No, it was the blonde-haired bloke that played for the Crows. Blighty put in the ruck. Trent Orman Allen.
Oh, yeah.
About 5'10",
Yeah,
Trent.
As you know, Blighty was a coach that was different and certainly didn't lack points for creativity. Sometimes they worked.
Yes.
Sometimes they didn't. But it was never boring with Blighty. I think that was the main thing.
Yep. So we're back to the same ruckman, Giannini, up against Josh Hart, folks. Giving away a lot. Once again, he's jumping. And I mean, that's a coaching instruction, honestly.
Yeah.
That has to come from the coach. Don't worry about jumping early. Just jump to take the arm. That has to be the instruction.
Okay. Not 100% sure what Theodore Kopoulos has got the free for there. It looked like for a pretty even contest for the mark that he lost. But anyway, umpire saw something. Out to Haylock now on the club room wing. He goes inside. Oh, look, that wasn't a target miss. That was a mark miss by Payneham. And looks like Teachford Gully going to strike quickly on the turnover. Personus, an open forward line. West has it. He's got some space. There's a beautiful dummy. There's two. Kick the goal for the play of the day. Someone is with Robinson. And he misses. Oh, my goodness.
The big fella's on fire, Tyler West.
My goodness. You'll never... Look at this.
One way, this way, that way, bang. Oh, Phil, you called it beautiful.
And the handball to the open player, and Jake Robinson, you let your teammate down. Sorry, mate.
Jake, you better buy Westy a beer.
So that's two dummies.
Yeah,
for play.
I wouldn't have called him a dummy, Phil.
No, well, I reckon that beats Haylock, because that was a 2-in-1 job. Over to you, Jacko.
All right, Payneham have it down the wing. No one there, though, for Payneham, and Jaden Martin's there for Teachford Gully. Brings it back in. Nice mark by Jack Asprey. Gets on with it quickly. Into McKay, into the middle. To Shoemakers. That was Chad Dillon. He kicks it low as the eyes. Kicks it towards William Cansdale. I like this boy, too. He's good, nice in the air. And that's a great kick to Tyler West. But coming out beautifully there for Payneham was Chase Bow and did it well. But good, quick movement there from Teachford Gully. They've got to do that if they're going to win this game. I see Mackenzie remonstrating towards the interchange bench. Not sure where he wants to be played, but it's been a pretty effective move pushing him forward because they've got the win, and he's the sort of player who can make the most of limited opportunities. Anyway, we have a ball in. Forward pocket for Teachford Gully, and the umpire's given away a free kick. We all hate seeing free kicks in the ruck. John Giannini has got one.
Probably the first free kick he's ever got, being a ruckman.
He's thinking about switching.
I don't think he kicks like one. Let's find out. No, he's found the open player, Nicholas Highland, who had it, almost lost it, just recovered before Alex McKay could take the ball off him. He's going to go back indoors. This had better be a good kick. It turns out it is. I reckon that's his brother, isn't it? It turns out to O'Leary. Back to, this would have to be
Giannini.
Anthony Giannini.
John.
Anthony to John to Anthony, one of the two. Sits now with Hart. He kicks into the cricket pitch mud. No issue for Cansdale. Thought about the long raking hand pass. Still wants to go to the far side. Not sure what you gain out of that, Jacko, as it's with Josh Spence, half-back flank.
Well, you don't gain anything, Phil. You actually lose 10 metres, but he brings it now. It's a nice mark by Jake Robinson. I like the look of this player too. Solid build, much like Tyler West, probably not quite as tall. He's got options over here, this side of the ground. If he can see them, he can't. Shoemakers runs onto this one. I'll talk of Chad. Umpire let it go. Could have been holding the ball. Matty Nyes picked it up for Payneham. They're now on the outside. In best position there was Jacob Campbell. Not able to control the ball, however, and this is boundary throw-in number 793.
Oh, Blake. I hope they swap at quarter time really soon.
Giannini it is who wins that tap with the left hand, goes to his brother Anthony. Now they come forward in numbers. Payneham, Haylock again. He's had a very good 10 minutes. I'd be looking once again. This is where, you're coaching. I'm sitting watching this game. I'm going, Ethan Haylock is on fire. I'd put a cooler on him for the next 5 minutes till quarter time. And as I say that, there's a couple of blokes, and he's just put Alex McKay on his backside, Ethan Haylock. And there's a bit on behind the ball with Haylock and...
You watch...
I watched the fight.
You watch the fight, I watch the footy, because Mackenzie's taken a mark. This will be his trickiest shot.
No problems, Phil, from there.
No problems from there. He's kicking a bit into the breeze. He's got to put it to the far goal post. And watch the breeze almost put it back to his face. As the siren is gone, Payneham Northern Union lead by 9 points. The players will tell the story. There ain't much in the way of clapping. It's a behind.
There's a bit on here, Phil. There's a chance for this to blow up at quarter time.
If we're
Ethan Haylock's very much on the lip. Teachford Gully players coming in. McKay's there trying to settle it down. John Giannini also looking to settle it down. Bit of feeling in this game, Phil, as there should be. A lot riding on this game for both sides.
They consider themselves as probably the two strongest clubs in the northeast. Nearest neighbours as Teachford Gully get in this division. And let's face it, if we're going to play like the 1860s, there probably would be a fair bit of physicality back in the day. All right, quarter time. Payneham 4-2-26, Gully's 2-4-16. Back with scores. Lambo from the huddles, Jacko's analysis. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back. We're just having a look at one of the highlights of the quarter there. West zig, then double zig and handball. Let's go to Lambo.
Jacko on field, pretty good game of footy for the first quarter. Tea Tree Gully played okay, but I'll tell you what, Payneham has started off fantastic. With the breeze, kicking 4 goals too, leading by 10 points. Their defensive work's been really great, and right at ground level's been really good. No injuries from both sides. The wind has picked up a little bit, and it's starting to rain a little bit now. Let's see how good Payneham are going against the breeze, but I expect Tea Tree Gully to put on a lot of pressure now this quarter. Back to you, boys, and keep the good work up.
Yeah, expect some rain in about 10 minutes. Jacko, your thoughts?
Yeah, a couple of things tactically. From a Payneham perspective, I'd be wondering whether Chase Bauer, number 16, is their best matchup on Tyler West, who's 16 forward. Do Payneham worry about Isaac Hewson or Dylan Shoemakers around the ball? And from a Tea Tree Gully perspective, would you put a tag on Ethan Haylock, who was dominant for the last 10 minutes, number 4? And have you got your best matchup on Brad McKenzie? And can you get Josh Hart, the ruckman, 2023, to push forward a little bit and make John Giannini accountable now they've got the breeze?
All right, of course, those bands are right across us, thanks to Police Credit Union. As we're into the second quarter, Sip and Save scoreboard here. It is the Payneham Norwood by 10 points at that boundary throw. And I'll give you some updates around the grounds. No, I won't, because Payneham Norwood Union are about to rush it in. They spoiled each other. That's not what you want from your defence. That's maybe why they allow the most points in the league. In fact, they're allowing about 90, and they've allowed 26 in the first quarter. The bit we don't know, Jacko, is the impact of the breeze. And to coin a cricket term, it's now Tea Tree Gully's turn to bat.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, Phil. If you have a look at, if we could pan forward of the ball for Tea Tree Gully, you would see that Payneham is set up nicely behind the ball here. Got a real good defensive structure set up, but in this occasion, Tea Tree Gully switched the play, so it does take that out a little bit. But I'd be looking to get the ruckman to push forward a little bit, make them a little bit counter, see if you can get someone else to take the ruck work in defence. So they've got some pressure forward of the ball.
Zach McKay to Tyler Martin, not to be confused with Jaden Martin. And umpire has seen something
Spittle
off
free.
of the ball, going to be Spittle. And just as Tea Tree Gully were away and in space, umpire brings it back, and it would be a chance for Payneham Norwood to reset. A couple of quick scores, thank the Sip and Save. This one is of interest. Brighton Road, Brighton Bombers 3-2-20, St Peter's 0-0-0. Did not score in that first quarter, Brighton by 20 points.
Okay, Ryan Spittle has it. They kick it long inside the forward line, looking for West, I would think. Oh, coming over the back was Joshua Spence. So
he got the move again.
he may well have moved forward. Looks like Tyler West may have hurt himself in that context. Or is that Robinson down on the ground there, Phil? Just keep an eye on the forward pocket. Can't see it. So Payneham have the ball.
Okay, hang on.
And that's a blower for that to West. It's either West or Robinson. No, it's not West. I can see West out there, and I can see Robinson. So
I reckon it might be Latham. He's got orange boots. That's about as much as I can make out.
Okay. Well, not a good sign. Anyway, Payneham have it. They've kicked out the far side, which is the defensive side of the ground. They'll try and work the ball along the line. They do here. So this is what we spoke about before the game. This is number 21, Patrick Sanzo, who has it.
They move the ball on pretty quickly, Payneham, in the first quarter. They slow it down into the breeze. Yeah,
I think you would. You would definitely have that instruction. Try and burn the clock as much as you can, particularly if the breeze continues to build up. Teacher Valley have the free, though, and it's Tyler Martin who has it with the orange boots. Son of Peter Martin, a well-known figure around the Teacher Gully Footy Club for many a year. Now that is a fantastic mark by Tyler West. So I did say at half-time, at quarter-time, is Chase Bower the best matchup for Payneham? And I would be saying that Tyler West is the sort of player with this breeze that you would play an extra play in the back half of your Payneham to combat him, so make it a 2v1.
A player to block the hole, as we do see.
Shoemakers.
No, it's Shoemakers. My apologies.
Yeah, it's not a good sign. He's not moving too well at all, Dylan Shoemakers. That'd be a loss for Teacher Gully.
Not in any real rush to go anywhere, which is not a good sign either.
Tyler West on the boundary line. He's trying to sneaks that through, but unfortunately for Teacher Gully, that is just a point. Puts them out to 2 goals, 6.
What was that dead pocket? Oh, let's go to Lambo.
Jack on field. Dylan Shoemakers is off with a leg injury, and he just walked past you, so I'll give you the update on that leg injury, boys. Back to you.
Back to this game. Under the field, a couple of juggles there by Tyler Martin. Couldn't get the grab. Now it's Cansdell who tries to keep the ball in momentarily. Mackenzie's kick is smothered. Gullies go forward again. Nothing's going to be easy today. Oh, that is beautifully escaped by Peter Persinis, my favourite Gullies player. But his kick, looking for Latham, lands in the hands of a defender. Looking for Theo. Brad McKenzie actually comes in. Couldn't grab it. Handball into space for Panoho to run on to. Beautiful work through Haylock. Payneham Norwood Union, and good work by Nye to work under his opponent and get the tap. He and Viney are working well as a combination here before the boundary line intervenes. Very quickly, Jacko, just 2 other scores. Ross Trevor lead Port District by 11 points at quarter time. Glenunga and Old Ignatians are all tied up. And we got ourselves another injury. Yeah, Brad McKenzie limping badly towards the interchange bench, and that's not a good sign for Payneham at all. I would suggest to you that is a game, possibly a game changer. He does not look like he'll come back on the ground. He's limping severely. They're now deep into their forward line. Payneham, Haylock's there. McKay has it. Releases Hewson, who's been a bit quiet the last 10 or 15 minutes. McKay, nice. Look, be good to see him come into the game. He finds Jake Robertson. He holds it up for a while, goes to the torpedo unintentionally, and poor old Ryan Spittle had made pretty good ground and just poor kick, poor delivery. Chase Bower now brings it back into the corridor. Good effort by Giannini. And ends up with a free kick. Is it Giannini? No, it's not. Mackenzie's heading down to the change rooms.
Yeah. Is it Dylan Pippett with the ball? No, Haylock.
Yeah. Blue boots, I reckon, is it those?
Yeah, it's Ethan Haylock.
That used to be the only that stand you out. Now there's always a few that have those. Into the pocket, misses the target in Hales. Gully's trying to keep it in, which they do if they gain a little bit of ground before it goes out of bounds. 6 minutes gone of the second quarter. Sip and save scoreboard. Payneham 4-2-26. Gully's 2-6-18. The visitors by 8 points, and there's another casualty.
Yeah, bleeding from the head, one of the Payneham boys, quite severely.
That's number 3, Ethan Hales, who's down there at the moment.
Lambo.
Jack on field. Brad McKenzie's off with a leg injury from Payneham, but number 3, as you can see, has been hit down from Payneham, so he's getting onto his feet slowly. So we'll give you a full report in a minute. It doesn't look too good over there, but back to you, Phil and Jacko.
Players going down left, right and centre, and most of them are Payneham players.
Well,
So
there was Darley Richards early. He came back, didn't he? Or he's about to come
he
back.
looks like he's ready to come back, but he's not moving freely at all.
No.
Their interchange is being tested. Player off with a severe blood injury. I'm not sure who that was, but in the pocket now, you think that's Ethan Hale?
Oh, so we've got Mackenzie off injured in the change rooms. Richards bit proppy on the sideline trying to come back. Hale down in the forward pocket, and you reckon there's another one in the dugout getting attended to.
Yep, so they are going to have to, they have no choice, they're going to have to bring Darcy Richards back on. In fact,
He's
here
on.
he is. He's come onto the ground, not moving too badly. And
Mackenzie back.
so for Mr. and Miss Mackenzie at home, I might have called that one too early. Lad's got to toughen up a little bit, Brad. He looks like he might be okay. Zach McKay brings it out of the back pocket to the wing. Gee, they've just come straight off the bench, Darcy Richards, and he jumped well at that contest.
Yeah.
Ball's on the ground. Teacher Gully, Hewson. Handballs it straight to Theo. Not Cansdell, that's Joshua Spence. Hacks it quickly out of the back line. Teacher Gully in control here. Have some numbers. But a beautiful chase down tackle from Brady Ansell, I think. He get the free kick, rewarded with a free kick. He did.
Louis Clem.
Louis Clem, yeah, terrific tackle. Once again, a player who's had a bad run of luck the last couple of years with injuries. Great to see Louis Clem back playing again.
From the scoreboard to the top of the square, the pack flies it, balls to the front. Will be a throw in. Our Sip and Save scoreboard. Not much changed in this quarter. In fact, just 2 behinds to Teacher Gully's 2-6. That accuracy becoming a slight issue. Payneham 4-2. It is an 8-point footy game as the throw comes back into the front of the pack. Hewson got a kick around the body. High bounce beat a couple. I think that was Robinson who got it and got the hand pass out into some open space. Payneham have some numbers here. Time enough to kick around the body. Who's going to wait? There were 3-1 Teacher Gully. None of them could take the mark. Tackle made. Ball spills free. Umpire letting it go. Panoho around the body now and has found the target in Harry Viney. Interesting, that high kick inside 50. There were 3 Gully players, 1 Payneham Norwood, and they couldn't quite talk enough to each other to block out the forward and one of them take the mark.
Yeah. Joshua Spence looked like there was matched up on him, and he was remonstrating with one of the other players about the fact that there was no cover, and rightly so. He gives away a lot of height. Sorry, Phil.
That's all right. Viney delivers his first of the day, our first of the second quarter, and it's a game high lead, I reckon. 14 points. Let's go to Lembo.
Jacker on Phil. Ethan Hales is off for Payneham number 3. Very, very groggy. They've got a few injuries at the moment. And Darcy Richards, who was injured earlier, has gone back on the ground. So a few injury worries there for Payneham boys.
Lambo's busiest I've ever seen him in a game of footy.
Yep.
Phil, he's actually earning his money today, earning his keep, which is good to see.
Usually he does that post-match with all our prizes, which we're going to have to work through the course of the afternoon.
So Teacher Gully need a response. They are 14 points down, 18 to 32. I think if my maths correct, 14, yes. They have the breeze. Back into the middle. The ruckman only just gets it for Payneham, for Teacher Gully. So he hits it forward. Now they're in good position. Hewson, who's been pretty solid, kicks it in a good spot, dangerous spot. Coming at it, Personos has it now. Can he get a handball? He does. Gives it to Zach McKay. Comes in board. Have a shot on goal. Zach just didn't kick through the ball. And as a consequence, he turns it over. And Payneham are able to take an easy mark in the goal line. Oh, Louis Clem went up early, well before acceptances. Giving away a free kick to Jack Asprey. He looks inboard. Nothing there, so he's held up. And look at the numbers behind the ball now. It's going to take Tyler West, if anyone, to mark this ball. It nearly did. Spittle was there. Payneham got all the answers, though, courtesy of Patrick Sanzo. And in the end, we're going to have a ball up about 20 metres in front of goal. We look back behind the footy. It's 1-on-1 at this stage. West palms it beautifully to Brodie Latham on his left foot. Just couldn't quite get enough purchase on it to bring it back. Ends up a point for Teacher Gully. They're out to 2-7, trailing Payneham 5-2.
Yeah, 2-7 would be a worry. More scoring shots, but trailing this one. In fact, at the moment, Payneham Northern Union with the breeze are winning the quarter slightly. Just got to go and get that football back from beyond the car park, I think.
It's all part of the tactics from Payneham. They've got someone behind there who just kicked the ball away.
Well,
wasting
I'm sure time's been blown off, surely.
You would hope so.
Kabang, there we go. Well, this is a tiny little gate. Yeah, otherwise you could just sort of sit down behind that high fence and for a minute or two and burn some clock.
Yep.
Here comes the kick. Nice long distance towards the outer side. Socket off the ground. I reckon that was O'Leary with the soccer. Gains about 30 metres before it trickles out of bounds, where we'll have a throw in. And we'll get an idea from the boundary throw and if that breeze is coming down. I'm expecting rain any moment.
Yeah, it looks a bit gloomy outside. They'd be happy with that kick in. Chase Bauer managed to get it all the way to the wing on the correct side of the ground, the defensive side. They want to be defending out that side as much as possible. We saw it happen when Isaac Hewson brought the ball back in the previous quarter. Now they're in the corridor. Samuel Scrimmageour. He kicks long, looking for, and I reckon he's hurt himself. Harrison Vine, he might just pulled a finger, but that kick around the corner was an absolute beauty. Is that John Giannini that's kicked that?
Yep.
Wowee, wowee. So that's 2 to John Giannini in a move that's proving quite effective. His forward craft has been good. I think he's kicked both his goals whilst he's been forward. He's now been relieved in the ruck by Liam Potts, and as I talk, Brad McKenzie's been strapped up and he's warming up on the side and he doesn't look too bad, so I would imagine he will be back on the ground sooner rather than later.
So that's 5 players from Payneham Norwood Union that have required some reasonable medical assistance.
Yeah, training staff getting their work cut out today.
From the middle, Potts manages, couldn't quite sock it off the ground, kick inside 50. In the way there was Jaden Martin. He's held up, and it's going to be a stoppage just inside that 50 for Payneham, who've opened up a 19-point lead, which I think is a game high. They're doing all right into this breeze. They've kicked a couple of goals, showing how it can be done. Gully's yet to kick anything with the breeze in what could be a telling quarter. Zach McKay has the free, gets the hand pass, and here come Tea Tree Gully. High kick looking for Robinson through his hands. O'Leary had the ball, lost the ball. Taken by Personus, onto Cansdell, into the blind pocket. It's a mark, I can tell that much.
I think it's Harrison Vine.
It's Tyson Bredden.
Harrison Vine, he's Payneham.
If it is, he's a top jumpers.
Yeah, Tyson Bredden, yeah.
And look, from that spot, that's if you want to kick a long distance goal, this is the spot. Breeze will be right at the back, looking for the Gully's first goal of the quarter. From 45, I reckon he sprayed, yeah. Distance not a problem, did not allow anything for the sideways breeze. Another behind, it's 2 goals, 8-20 for Tea Tree Gully. Payneham 6-2-38, 18-point margin on the Sip and Save scoreboard. 1 hour delivery, 7 days a week.
Chase Bauer, long, gets really good distance with that. That's why they used him as the kick in, but it's ended up with Tea Tree Gully's Jack Asprey. He kicks short down the line, and he was searching for perhaps Shoemakers there who wasn't able to control the ball, so we'll have a ball up again. Did we change the boundary umpires at quarter time, Phil?
No, I don't believe we did. I need to have a look at the second one.
We'll need to get a trainer to that boundary umpire at half time on ice. Pack.
Actually, no, I was thinking for a sec they'd run with 2, but that's not the case on the far side.
So John Giannini in the ruck managed to get the clearance, so that's a good win for Payneham. Now Tea Tree Gully have got some numbers here. Nice Shepherd allows a little bit of time for Asprey. A bad bounce, however, makes the ball end up with Payneham. We'll back to Tea Tree Gully's Joshua Spence.
Just to answer your question, Jacko, I think they did.
Okay, so he gets a free kick now on the centre wing. Josh Spence looks to bring the ball into the corridor. Nice kick. He's hit up Jack Asprey, I think it is. Comes this side now to Tyler Martin. Not a lot on for the ball. Once again, they've gone for the short option to Zach McKay, and a good Alex McKay it is. Nice mark. They really need him to get into the game. He goes towards Robinson. Not the greatest kick, just short. Has keep it in front of himself nicely, but once again, a long kick to West would have been the answer there, I think. He looks hot, and they're just mucking around with the ball, and their forward entries are far too shallow for mine. Now Payneham have it again. Plenty of time here for Giannini. Goes one way, goes the other. Now onto the right foot. Houston, good positioning for Tea Tree Gully. Again, Haylock ends up with the ball. And it's the kid, Darcy Richards, who ends up kicking the ball long down the line. And we'll have Lambo's shortly, but he's gesturing, but he doesn't want to speak, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Also, we'll continue to call it.
All right, so it is a free kick to the Falcons on just their attacking side of the centre wing. Kicks towards the scoreboard, showing they've got a good lead. This is a strong mark, although they're not paid. And in the end, oh my goodness, the tackle there by Payneham. We obviously don't have issues of depth. Let's go to Lambo.
Jacob Campbell, Phil and Jacko is off for number 8 for Payneham, another injury. So I think you might have to put your boots on, Jacko, but Payneham are playing some good footy.
Yeah, they're not that bad that they don't even put the boots on yet, Lambo, but they do have this control of this game well at this stage. They lead by 18 points, and Tea Tree Gully yet to score a goal this quarter, Phil.
They are.
With the breeze.
They were 2 goals 4. They're 2 goals 8. 4 chances, 4 behinds.
Okay, so Ryan Spittle has it. He's worked his way down to the defence. He brings it over the attacking side. Josh Hart, maybe, I can't quite see, or is it Jordan Persnos perhaps with the ball? He goes into the corridor now. Nice kick. Back to Spittle, who started that play. So nice bit of tempo football. What will he do here? Once again, he kicks to the smalls, but a good effort by Persnos. In the end, he wasn't able to mark the ball, but not sure why they continue to go to Brodie Latham and Persnos with a longer kick. Talk about structure. You want those little blokes on the ground when the ball hits the deck. If they go for the mark, well, who's going to take the crumb?
That's it.
And a free kick being given to the Tea Tree, the Payneham ruckman Liam Potts. So Tea Tree Gully certainly need a lift out of Josh Hart if they're to get back into the game.
So Potts goes with a kick, and I could see him looking for a runner for the handball, and that might have been the reason why. Thrown right in front of the club rooms here at Ray White Tea Tree Gully Oval, or Petaringa. And pretty packed undercover. I would say quite a few in the cars today. Not too many will be out in the elements.
Rain coming.
Especially with rain. I reckon it's just
Rain
about
here,
here, yeah. Umpire says play on advantage. Anthony Giannini, they worked it back to him from inside 50 to the top of the square. Viney is front and centre. The snap and the goal. He has his second. Beautifully worked play in these conditions, and Payneham, I reckon, is one of their top scores for the season already. They're 7-2-44. Tea Tree Gully stranded on 2 goals, 2-8-20. They've now got a 4-goal lead with the rains coming. That it's not match-winning, Jacko, but it's substantial.
Well, this is what I talked about before the game, Phil. This is where you've got to have your plan B, because plan A is clearly not working for Tea Tree Gully. Their margin is now blown out to, what is it?
4 goals.
4 goals. They're going with the breeze. They want to be super aggressive in their attacking. They need to kick goals with the breeze. But I've not seen any change in tactics from how they played with or against the breeze. And these are all things that are all part of, your pre-match planning. So let's see what happens. The next 5 minutes are crucial as Payneham get the tap. As I mentioned, Tea Tree Gully need Josh Hart to step up. He's got plenty of height. We're inside the forward line for Payneham. The handball comes back towards their ruckman. He kicks it straight into Tea Tree Gully 10. Alex McKay's there, gives it to his brother Zach, to Hewson. He goes wide looking for Cansdell. Nice passage of play. This is the kick. They need Robinson or they need West on the end of this kick unless they go short like that, which is fine. So good defence by Payneham, holding them up a little bit. They're into the corridor, and that's a bad kick. Louis Clem has intercepted that for Payneham, but that was on the back of the kick rather than anything he did. Giannini releases Ansell, the left footer. Controls the kick to Harrison Viney, and a really nice passage of play by Payneham. That all started from the turnover for the ball that come back into the middle. No problems with the selection of kick, just the execution, Phil.
Yeah. Hey, look. You look at it, you look at all the environment, you look at the injured players, you look at the breeze, and you think this should be Tea Tree Gully's quarter. But at the moment, Gullies have kicked 4 behinds, and the Falcons could kick 4 goals.
Pippin it was that came off earlier in the quarter. I just seen badly bandaged now.
Wow, that kick, if it holds its line. No, I'll tell you what, there, see the breeze take that. I thought initially he might have gone too far left.
Yeah.
In the end, not far left enough. The first blemish for Payneham Norwood Union this quarter. Margin 25 points.
Yeah, they've been good this quarter. Ryan Spittle, that one for Tea Tree Gully went straight through his hands. Nice tackle by Tyler West. So I don't think that's a bad move. Bring Tyler West up the ground to centre half forward. They seem to be struggling to get it through their half forward line, Tea Tree Gully. And number 18, Liam Potts, is doing a fine job in the ruck for Payneham. He's actually in control of the ruck. Alex McKay has it now. Brings the ball towards us. The Cansdell's there. Doesn't go at the ball. Brody Latham does. Geez, that's a strong contest, but an equally strong tackle from Payneham. Number 20, Maxie Wagner. The umpire said, good tackle, Max, but I won't reward a free kick. He had no chance to get rid of the ball.
Got to allow some pro. I'm happy with that. I like that it rewards the player going for the ball, give them some prior opportunity. Like that situation there. Giannini was the one who attacked the ball. Set upon from both directions straight away. AFL, that could well have been holding the ball, but not here, and I think that's the right call at this level.
Good tap.
And they're working it through with some extra numbers here. Panoho with the kick into some space. Oh, Viney almost tapped it to himself. Now it spills to Nye. He was about to snap.
Good tackle.
And that is holding the ball. And the Gully fans will take a momentary breath.
Been under a lot of pressure, Jack Asprey, this quarter, but he's held up exceptionally well, I think.
You don't have much in the way of O'Connell's Meat Central Market stats today, but I reckon the inside 50 count this second quarter would be in the Falcons' favour.
So Tyler West has gone into the ruck for Tea Tree Gully. I think that's a good move because he's certainly flagging Josh Hart. Not sure where he's gone. Has he gone for a spell, Phil?
Well,
I think he has gone for a spell. Lambo.
Yep. Jacko and Phil, number 1's off for Payneham again. Darcy Richards, mate. He is not good at all, mate. I reckon he'll go and have a shower, mate. He's not too good at all. Groggy.
Yep.
Back to you, boys.
Well, we don't want to see him come back on the ground, do we?
Well, they are the walking wounded, but those that can play are playing brilliantly.
Yeah, it's not an unreachable target. They're only 25 points in front, but it's the fact that Tea Tree Gully have only kicked 2 goals in nearly 2 quarters. That's a worrying sign for them. West has it, hits it on the check. Well roved by Todd Panoho. He comes back and gets the ball again. Todd sells the dummy, comes inside, kicks long, looking for Viney. He's being presented quite well. Cansdell has it. Geez, a terrible handball. Handballed it straight to McKenzie. Good to see him back on the ground. And the finest kick in the league, well, he's very proppy on the right foot. He hooks it around the corner and it goes out of bounds. So I reckon I've seen him have 4 shots on goal, Phil, and that's 1 goal, 2 and 1 out of bounds.
And just, you can't quite see him to the left of screen. I see a whole bunch of excited kids. They're going to have their Oz kickers play at half-time in their 160-year celebration. I reckon that's a wonderful thing. I love the kids at half-time. Doesn't matter what the level, whether it's the Oz kick at AFL Adelaide Oval or Sandford Mini League or even here. Get the kids involved.
They're up and about too.
Yeah. Well, I reckon they want to play, they put the oval in the middle, slosh around in the mud for the whole game.
Holding the ball for Payneham, free kick
to
John Giannini for his 3rd for the half, Phil.
Yep.
And I reckon he's kicked 3 for the year.
I'm wondering how many last time a ruckman kicked 3 goals in a game.
Well, it looks like he's playing more forward in all fairness now.
Well, they've worked out that Potts is a very good match for Hart. It's probably a case of how far Potts can go and Giannini maybe just having to fill in those breaks.
Correct. Yep. And that's the sign of, that's what I'm talking about, you know, reading the game as it unfolds.
Yep. Just aim for the marquee, I reckon.
He's nailed it.
3 goals.
Have a look at him getting around him. But first of all, they know he's never kicked 3 goals. But secondly, they understand the importance of the game.
Yeah.
They started the season with a win, Payneham, and the end of round 1, they'd be looking for a win at number 2 to keep their season alive. Traditionally, you'd need 6 wins in a season to avoid relegation.
Yeah, 5 and a little bit of luck and good percentage. 6, you'd be very unlucky.
Yep. So this would give them 2. That means they've got to find 3 or 4 in the second half to avoid relegation. So keeps their season alive. But as you mentioned, Liam Potts doing a good job in the ruck for Payneham. And Tyler West up against him now. It's West that gets it. Falls over though. Haylock, plenty of time, gets around there. Nice kick. But coming out to meet the ball beautifully for Tea Tree Gully. It might be Asprey again. I think if it is, it's Tea Tree Gully's best player for mine. No, I don't think it is actually. It's Jaden Martin, perhaps. Anyway, I'm not sure about that. Bit hard to see.
A lot on that outer side today has made it a bit tough. The rain is here.
That's Martin.
It's
with the
getting
ball.
dark.
Perhaps.
I wonder if they will put the lights on in the final quarter here, if there's any regulations about that at this level. Gullies have escaped with it. Here's a inside
kick.
50 to no one in particular, or in this case, I reckon that's O'Leary who's got in front of Robinson.
Played a good game
And
back
he's
there
happy
too.
at the 27-minute mark to wind down as much of the last of this breeze advantage for the Gullies as he can. Goes with a percentage kick. West has
Free
picked
kick.
up the free, too far out to score. Again, they've got the ball, not much in the way of urgency.
Well, the problem is he's their best marking target.
He cannot kick it to himself.
Correct.
Well, at least not too far anyway. Again towards that pocket. There is a kick in board. And a tackle by the boundary will end at umpire circles and says, I'll take it. Just in front of my car, parked up there on the hill. It is a 31-point lead to Payneham.
Yeah, Dylan Shoemakers is the one Teacher Gully are missing a little bit. I'm not sure whether he's back on the ground at all. Hopefully Lambo can have a look and see two players coming off the pine. No, Dylan Shoemakers, boot off, done for the day. Now that's a massive loss for Teacher Gully. The ruckman coming on the ground looks proppy, Phil.
Yeah,
Teacher Gully's
it
ruckman.
is a game of attrition.
Yep.
Absolute. They might need to call on some of those Oz kickers to stick around for the second half. Well, what a half of football, especially if you're a Falcons fan. They have struggled this season, but they put together possibly their best half of the season so far. It is on the Sip and Save scoreboard. They're 8-3-51, Gully's 2-8-20. We will take a break. Lambo will go and check the hospital wards of both sides. We'll get Jacko to give us some analysis. I'll get some scores, and we'll be back with the second quarter. This is Filming Footy's coverage of the Adelaide Footy League.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Half time here at Tea Tree Gully, guys, and it's a really good game of footy. Pretty average conditions, but Payneham in the second quarter played very well. I know up by 31 points. But my half-time interview, we've got a gentleman from the Tea Tree Gully Footy Club called Johnny Hurley. How are you, Johnny?
Yeah, good, buddy. Good.
Now, Tea Tree Gully, 160 years of tradition here. So, Johnny, just a little bit of history. How long you been at the club and what's your role, mate?
I'm a former president. I've been here since 1976, so played a few games of footy here, and yeah, it's just
How many games, John?
375.
Magnificent, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about a legend, but yeah, not many good ones out of that, but yeah, played a few, yeah.
Good. So tell us about 160 years. You've got some celebrations happening this year?
Yeah, so tonight we've got a big night, player auction, Guernseys and stuff like that. We've all bought their heritage Guernseys, and yeah, just having a big night tonight. Yeah.
Fantastic. If you could talk about some absolute outstanding players over the years, just name me 1, 2 or 3 players who, you know, who are probably legends of the club, John.
Yeah, look, that's tough because I've got lots of my mates, and so.
Don't worry about your mates. I'm talking about some good footballers here, matey.
Yeah, no. So yeah, look, too many to mention. You know, like the current crop of players are pretty handy footballers. You know.
Young McKay's not too bad.
Yeah, no, he's all right, and we were rapt to get him back to the club this year. So yeah, too many to mention. I wouldn't want to mention anyone.
So what is it about? You come to Tea Tree Gully Football Club, and what I love straight away is just the culture here, the warmth and the people. You've had many volunteers over the years to make it successful. You probably agree with that, and it's just a great community.
Oh, it is, and I think we've made a real point to make sure we target our juniors, make sure our juniors come through the system, encourage them to go off and play at the highest level they can, but we also encourage them to come back here. You know, like we could. You know, you can go out and pay the big bucks and get the big players, but you know what? I'd rather have the guys here that want to be here and play for the club. You know, like so. Yeah.
That's great, John. So how many senior teams? You've got A, B, C, and D now.
A, B, C's and D's, and yeah, we've got the A's and B's women's sides as well, and yeah, we've got an inclusive side now, and yeah, so
and your juniors, yeah, over 35, and your juniors, mate. How many junior teams you got?
I'm not 100% sure. It's in the high 30s, somewhere around there.
That is quite magnificent, mate. 30 junior teams. And you look at some of the surrounding clubs, they're lucky to have 6 or 7. So it's a reason why they come into the club. And I think what you said, you know, you got good work ethics here, you know, commitment from everybody. And it's enjoyable just to be here. So no doubt your members, you know, I mean, you've got a great lot of members here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We all look after it. It's a real good community, a good family-friendly place to be, and yeah, we all look forward to being here. Yeah.
Fantastic. Look, John, I'm not going to keep you too long, mate, because it is raining a little bit out here. And but just a few sponsors, mate. Do you want to just tell me a few of your main sponsors, if that's all right?
Well, Ray White, Tea Tree Gully is our major sponsor. That's what's called Ray White, Tea Tree Gully, Perteringa Oval. And we've, yeah, too many to mention. I wouldn't want to miss any others out, but like, you know, like we've got Aussie Mobbery and
Sports Power,
and there's
Pace Construction.
Yeah, there's C&W Electrical. I better say that I work for C&W, so we'll yeah.
And your president's not here. He's a little bit sick at the moment. He's on the lounge. Probably he's going to watch this and go, make sure you mention so and so. He's doing a pretty good job. Yeah. You want to give your president a plug?
No, not really. No, Dave and I go back a long way, and I wish him the best. I hope for a speedy recovery. Yeah. So.
John, 31 points at half time. If you were the coach, you know, you'd probably be getting them. They need to just work a lot harder, especially in and under. You agree?
Oh, our midfield's getting killed 2 weeks in a row. They need to have a good, long, hard look at themselves. You know, like just.
You want to put the boost back on, mate?
No, not really.
Hey, from everybody here from the Adelaide Football League and Dartfish, we really love coming here. We love getting looked after. But I heard a bit of the volunteers going to come out with some food for us soon. You're going to go over there and tell us to bring over a burger for each of us. Is that right?
Yeah, I can do that. No worries.
Good on you, John. Thanks for your time, mate, and have a great day. Really appreciate it. See you, mate. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Tea Tree Gully, Jacko back in the game, have kicked 3-1 this quarter. They're now within 3 goals.
They have indeed. Yeah, they look like dead and buried at half time, but they've come out all guns blazing. Ryan Spittle's been terrific this quarter. He's in everything. West has gone in the ruck. Looks like they've changed a few things. They put Joshua Spence forward. I like that move. We saw that tinkered with last week, so maybe they've tried a few different things at half time, and it's certainly working for them, and that shows a bit of creativity amongst the coaching staff. So well done as they surge forward again, and it's looking for Daniel Uglasick, and he has marked it. He plays on quickly. Oh, keeps low west direction. Just wasn't, geez, when you're kicking a bloke who's 6'4", I reckon you want to put the ball up in the air rather than along the ground. But anyway, they're doing all the attacking. As it turns out, they've actually had more scoring shots than Payneham. They lead Payneham by 3 goals. And we've probably got that scoreboard on our computer shows 2 minutes played, but obviously that's not correct.
2 minutes since we got our power back.
Yeah, so we don't have the scoreboard.
Yeah. Time clock, anyone's guess. I would suggest we're probably at least halfway into the third quarter at the moment. It was a pretty nothing game, but the Gullies have kicked the last 2 to draw it back. They're winning the quarter, and they're going to come home with a breeze that hasn't been the scoring in the last 2 quarters. So they're all up for appealing, and they've got the decision that they wanted. And this is going to be a shot on goal. Who's going to take it? Who was closest? It's going to be no.
Well,
you know who's got it, don't you, Jacko?
I do indeed. Now, Joshua Spence, listen, if you're going to be tinkered with to play forward, he needs to practice his goal kicking during the week because his last shot was out on the fall, Phil.
To be honest, he's got to put that in the hot spot. I don't know why he's having a shot, to be honest.
Oh, no, he's in range. You make the distance, surely. That's why, Phil. That's gone straight through the middle. Joshua Spence, Tea Tree Gully have found a forward. I like him. He's a good competitor. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. So that pushes Tea Tree Gully now to within 12 points. They are on 6-9.
Yeah, they've kicked 4 goals this quarter after 2 in the first
half. On Phil, last 3 goals by Tea Tree Gully. Bit of momentum now, boys. Technical side, it's all fixed up. We got the number of the reg of the car, and I think we're all getting a beer after the game. But it's great. Back to you,
it
boys.
was a car that took out our power. All right.
Well,
that explains a couple of things.
Yes. And it's just
thought we might have had a mole or a saboteur at the ground.
Tea Tree Gully started with their number 1 ruckman on the bench, Phil, and well, he's back on the ground now. He had a hand in that last goal. But this is the man that's given him the surge, isn't it? Ryan Spittle.
In the middle.
He's hit Cairnsdale.
They've lost, was it Chad Schoenmakers?
No, Dylan that's gone off at half time.
I'd get the wrong one.
Yeah.
Kick inside the pocket. It's been all down this end for about the last 6 or 7 minutes. A quick relieving kick, looking in the haylock direction off hands, will be a throw in. So this quarter, Tea Tree Gully, who were 2 goals 8, they have kicked 4 goals 1 this quarter. And for Payneham Norton, just the 1 straight goal. Game evenly poised for mine, even though the scoreboard says it's 2 goals the difference.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything really significant in the breeze. Still a cross breeze, but doesn't appear to be favouring any one end. Certainly, Tea Tree Gully having no problems kicking goals into what we perceived was the difficult end. The umpires pulled out a ball up here. We're inside the centre square. Probably about 6 or 7 minutes left to play. Paynham's Liam Potts, who's been good. It turns out Liam Potts was actually a Tea Tree Gully junior.
Yes.
Phil played all his juniors at Tea Tree Gully. I bet they wish he was still there. Nice throw there from Chad Shoemakers. Now Paynham are a chance here if they can stand up in the tackle. Panoho does. And what's happened? The umpires played free kick for a throw. Good kick by Houston, the far wing. Again, Spittle gives it over to McKay. Zach Variety, handball over the top. I like this. Get this down for play of the day if it goes anywhere. Good kick to Robinson. Play on quickly, son. Play on quickly. He does. Loads up West at the top of the square. Play of the day, Phil.
So who we get? I guess there was about 6 Tea Tree Gully players. They all get a Powerade. Lambo, just bring the whole team over for the interview, mate.
Well, give it to Tyler West if he kicks the goal, Phil, because at the end of the day, no goal, no player of the day.
Yeah, it's got to cap it off. That was
good passage
of
play.
Well, he already has the current clubhouse leader with his zigs and double zig.
Started with a free kick, Isaac Houston at centre half back. Handball over the top, Zach McKay. Nice kick in.
He did the hard work as well.
Yep. So Tyler West, straight in front, 20 metres to put Tea Tree Gully within a goal. And he makes an absolute butchery of it. Kicks it to the left. That's a really bad kick for Tea Tree Gully fans.
Down the track, a handy point. Who knows? But their point figures are in double. 6 goals, 10 to 9 goals, 3 on our sip and save scoreboard, which is 1 hour delivery 7 days a week.
Well, they need to lock this in the forward line. They haven't been good at that.
Kicks in the direction of the ruck. Potts got in front position, got a hand to it. But Gullies have it. Houston, oh, beautifully tackled. That's holding the ball. Thought he was off, and that's Payneham, I think, with the tackle.
One of the best tacklers.
He's done it. He did a great smother earlier, great tackle.
No one stands to mark.
He's
have a look.
Caked in mud. As soon as he gets the ball, he could take off, except Candell gets there to stand that mark. Has Viney a long way from home. A long way from home. Taking his time. Going to load up with a big penetrating kick inside 50. Where Payneham, I reckon that should have been a Gully's free because the Payneham player, who I reckon might have been it was Nye, ran straight into the Tea Tree Gully defender. No looking at the ball.
Yeah, it's a free kick all day, every day for Tea Tree Gully. They've been unlucky there, Phil.
But not today.
Ryan Spittle in the action again since being moved onto the ball. So another thing they did at halftime, moved him in and around the ball, and he's been very good. A good tackle by Isaac Houston there.
That was no mean feat. That was almost Rodeo-like to get Viney down.
Yeah. Yeah, big unit, Harrison Viney, son of Jay Viney. He played a lot of footy at Sturt in North Adelaide. So, ball spills to no one in particular. McKay has it. Can he get through the traffic? He can't. Giannini trying to do the same thing. He's well tackled. In fact, that is almost and being paid a dangerous tackle. Now, this is what the league is cracking down on. So, it'll be interesting to see whether there's a yellow card here. Players, yep. Yellow card. A lot of players not happy with it.
Oh, Spence and Potts are ready to go a few rounds.
Oh, they probably would have played a few junior games together, those two boys, I would have thought. And, wow.
That was one of your more ferocious
Liam Potts got rid of him pretty easily, didn't he?
In the end.
Oh, drop mark from Tea Tree Gully. Ryan Spittle should get a free kick there again. And didn't. Geez, they've been unlucky, Tea Tree Gully, in the last couple of minutes and with free kicks. Pippett has it for Payneham. He handballs to McKenzie on the left. It's his preferred kick. Oh, no. Oof, nearly. That's probably 1-3 for Brad McKenzie and one out of bounds. You do give him a little bit of leeway.
I got him for 2.
2 goals?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did kick the only goal for Payneham Norwood Union in this half. They're under a bit of siege at the moment, but they finally got it down there into the field. It hasn't been there for a good 10 minutes. They've locked it in. They got a chance.
Yeah, Jacob Campbell on the pine for Payneham. He didn't look good with his shoulder. Has it heavily strapped.
He's not giving up, though. He's still swinging it around,
he wants to get back out there, doesn't he?
It's almost like if I swing it hard enough and long enough and often enough, it'll click back.
Now, Ethan Haylock has the free kick for Payneham. Tea Tree Gully very unlucky not to have received 2 in that vicinity across the last 5 minutes. And, gee, it hurts sometimes. Don't like an umpire bash, but Ethan Haylock has a free kick and he's about 45 out, straight in front. If he kicks this, the Tyler West miss holds more significance than ever. So the new recruit to the Adelaide Footy League, Ethan Haylock, courtesy of Woodville West Torrens. Puts his boot into it. It's going to get the distance, but he has pulled it left in trying to get a bit more length on the kick. But that
gave it
point
plenty of air in the hope the breeze would take it, but that flag is as limp as I've seen it all day.
Yeah. So that point handy, Phil?
Yeah, not really sure we got a scoring end here anymore.
No.
So the Gullies have brought this right back to a 13-point Payneham Norwood Union margin. In fact, I reckon it's 12 points. We've got a scoreboard score discrepancy, which we'll sort out at 3/4 time, which can't be too far away.
Yeah, I reckon we're right. I reckon it's a 13-point margin. They've kicked 2 points.
Yeah.
Tyler West trying to get through the traffic there.
And even him would struggle with those 2 around him.
So back into the ruck, as we mentioned.
Did you bring some night vision glasses with you, Jacko? We might need them in this final quarter.
Yeah. Houston and Haylock been an interesting battle all day. Not sure who to give the honours to. Houston's been as good as any for Tea Tree Gully, although Spittle been terrific. Zach McKay has the free kick in the centre, has an option this side. Decides to leave that one alone. Looks down the line, plenty of players pointing inside the corridor. He goes out the far side. And now they come shorter into the corridor. Good kick. Again, short into the corridor, back to Houston. He seems to get a lot of footy without an opponent. He goes now this side. They've worked the ball nicely. There is the three-quarter siren, folks. We do apologise for the lack of coverage for the first 15 or 20 minutes. One of the Tea Tree Gully supporters ran over the power supply here at Perteringa Oval. Phil? We got an interesting.
Didn't think we were that bad in the first half, but never mind. This game is delicately poised as we celebrate the 160th anniversary of the Tea Tree Gully District Football Club. Can they come back, or can Payneham break the losing streak and win their second game? We will find out after the break.
The Simon Black Academy is a three-pillared program that combines both education and Australian rules football. Available in 4 states throughout Australia, the program covers 3 key areas. The first is an education component through the Torrens University. The second is the development of the participants' AFL skills, helping the player to become the best player they can possibly be. And the third is a leadership and growth program. The Academy is a perfect opportunity for participants who like football. They get exposed to AFL coaches and mentoring opportunities as they do their university degree. Based down at Norwood Oval and the Arc at Campbelltown, it is a fantastic program for anyone interested in sports management who loves football and wants to extend their education with a Torrens University degree. Feel free to check out the website simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back. Let's go to Lambo.
Three-quarter time, boys. What a game of footy. Tea Tree Gully going right back there, and it's only 12 points of difference. Payneham way. Tea Tree Gully started getting on top in all the areas. In the centre, up forward, and their ground level was really good. But can Payneham, they've been winning all day, can they win this game? I don't know, but it's going to be very close. I've picked 9 points by Payneham at the start of the game, and I'm still going to stick by that. It's going to be a great last quarter, boys. Keep all the good work up, and talk to you soon. Back to you, Jacko and Phil.
That's again, it looked like he was taking part in a foreign Legion movie there, Lambo, with the dubbing. Must apologise at half-time too. He did an interview with the former Tea Tree Gully president, John Curley, called him John Hurley. And you may think that's offensive, but Lambo plays the role of Dipper or Dougie Hawkins from the old days in the AFL for the Adelaide Footy League. We don't expect him to get it right too often.
That doesn't do it. Interesting how Tea Tree Gully broke the huddle very early. What was that, about 2 minutes? In fact, Payneham have broken it just before the siren is supposed to go. The other thing to note is the lights are on around the Ray White Tea Tree Gully aka Pertaringa Oval.
Change in the ruck too. Harrison Viney going into the ruck now for Payneham. So certainly trying a few different things, and Teatree Gully rolling back with Josh Hart. Let's see how Josh Hart goes against Viney. No, it's Giannini actually that goes in the ruck, but Viney's in the middle. That's intriguing because Viney would have 5 inches on Giannini. Teatree Gully it is who bring it out of the middle. Robinson in good position. Looking for West. Nothing doing. Payneham got all the answers defensively there. And Alex McKay desperately trying to get the ball out. Well tackled by a couple of the Payneham stalwarts. Now out of the ruck, Tyler West around the corner.
Ooh.
Wowee. We've got a goal inside 33 seconds for Teatree Gully. This is game on. So Tyler West making amends for the one he missed late in the third quarter. He's taken that one out of the ruck. We'll get an action replay here in a minute. But just brute strength. That's what I like about Tyler West. He's a strong unit. Hard to watch. Watch this. He just pushes Giannini under the ball and hoiks it around the corner. So that's where having a specialist ruckman in the ruck can really help. Really difficult for someone like John Giannini to compete in the ruck in the back half. I'd be looking for Payneham to bring a second player over the top. And once again, these are the things tactically you'd need to have considered if you're Paynham's.
Remarkably, he's been in plenty of highlights packages. That's his first goal.
For the day, yeah.
And they brought in a new footy. The goal scorers, I've got Spittle with 3. Spence, Gansdale, West and Latham with 1 apiece. For Payneham Norwood Junior, Jonathan Giannini with 3. Ansell 2, Mackenzie 2 and Viney 2. No single goal scorers. We're back in the middle.
Yeah, Jake Hart coming over the top in that contest. Might get a free kick here. Payneham, they do. Isaac Houston's given one away. It's Brady Ansell. The free kick in the centre of the ground. Important centre clearance, this one. This kick, really important for Payneham. It's taken enough time that defensively they've been able to set up okay. Teatree Gully kicks that short to Anthony Giannini. Should have got a free kick for head high. In fact, it was paid by the umpire off the ball. So missed by the umpire in control. And he wore one for his trouble. Looks a bit dazed. He kicks it out to the far side. They're now out, Payneham. Long kick. And that's a nice punch by Josh Hart. Ball spills forward. Now it's back. Who can pick it up cleanly? Payneham have it through Pippett. Around the corner on the left foot. Can't keep it on track. But that important point pushes them out to 7 points in front, Payneham. They are 9 goals, 6, I think, to Teatree Gully, 7-11. Scoreboard attendant to Teatree Gully, a little bit slow at times today, Phil. Good thing our man Matt is on the job.
Matt is on the job. Been very busy at the start of the third quarter. Kick back in. Part of our filming footy team bringing you the Adelaide Footy League, 2 o'clock every Saturday through the season. The hand passes ends up with Nye and a clunk.
Good mark.
Inside 50. That's Louis Clem.
Yep.
Not noted for taking the high grabs. He took a solid one there. And this, for Payneham Norwood Junior fans, restore a bit of the buffer. I've only got one score around the grounds at 3/4 time, and it was Port District leading Rocks by 14 points at Campbelltown. Back to here. Clem comes in, heads for the right post. It holds its line. His first, Payneham Norwood Union's 9th, and a 7-point lead. Is it a 7-point lead?
Becomes 13.
13.
Yep.
Has he changed the points before he's changed that?
Not sure. We'll go to our scoreboard, Phil, which is correct, I think. 66.
Yeah,
Payneham
10-6. No, what he did was he put it up before it as he kicked it, which threw me just a tad as we see the replay.
Good mark by Louis Clem.
Yeah, coming in from the side, getting front position and hanging on.
Yeah, so Josh Hart punches that one forward. No one there other than McKay, and he comes out strongly through the ball. Sent the Payneham player flying, which was Anthony Giannini, but he bounced straight back up and got the footy. Played on, kicked it to Pippett. He now plays on into the centre corridor. Runs his full distance. Hoiks it towards centre half forward. Harrison Viney's there, couldn't take it. Pippett comes back and roves his own ball. Can't take it cleanly. Theo does take it, but he's well tackled by Teatree Gully, and the umpire's actually given holding the ball. So Teacher Gully supporters would be pleased to see
Well,
that.
they were certainly asking for it.
Yeah, missed a few early in the quarter, I think, Teacher Gully, in all fairness. I think this is Asprey. I've been really impressed with his game.
Well, you've got some decisions to
defender.
make in about 15 minutes to make them.
Yep, so Robinson, nice handball. Personos, got to do better with a kick than that. Brodie Latham, well defended there by Paynham's Patrick Sanzo. Just strong in the core. That's why you do the core work, strong in the legs. Patrick Sanzo held him off the footy beautifully. And a good matchup all day, those two. So West, can he take this one out of the ruck against Gene? He tried to, but Payneham end up with a footy. That all the answers. In the end, Gene does get locked up by Teacher Gully's Joshua Spence, who's still forward, which is a good move. I can see Spittle on the full forward line. Just need a quick kick here, Teacher Gully. There's a chance to get one. Spittle will get there, I reckon. It's gone over his head in the end, and it's a point for Teacher Gully. Takes that margin back to
2 goals.
2 goals. Can they hold this one in? They haven't held the ball in well at all today from the kick in. This time they're a chance, but fumbled by Zach McKay has let Payneham out again through Haylock. Goes down the wing. Nice mark. Is that Liam Potts again? Yeah, been impressed with his game. He gives it back to Haylock. He's not sure what to do. Goes one way, goes the other. Ends up on the left foot. Not bad on either foot. Now they're a chance for McKenzie. If he kicks this, it's almost good night, Dick. He does. I reckon it is over. That is Brad McKenzie's third. They pushed the margin out to 18 points. They came out on Teacher Gully at the start of the quarter, but Payneham look like they have all the answers now, Phil.
Initially, when Haylock here went to the outside, I thought, and I'm not sure if that was the right decision. And this is about keeping your feet. As you could see, unfortunately, it was, thinking it was Tyler Martin didn't.
Yeah.
McKenzie did. By the time the ball ended up in his lap, he had an open goal in front and did not miss.
Yep. As the magpie sweeps all the birds over here in front of us, Phil.
It's
We've
about
got game
6 murder birds against 2 magpies. 3 magpies. Now it's on. You watch the birds, I watch the footy, Jacko, as the kick inside 50 for Payneham. Who can run onto this? It's a chance for Clem. Around the body for 2 and a couple of minutes. Thumped over the line. Handy point, you might say. That takes an 18-point lead to 19. Teacher Gully have got to get 4 scoring shots in to possibly tie this game.
Liam Potts has just got better and better as this game has gone on. I was a bit unsure about him early in the game, but he's a real competitor. His last half has been terrific, as has Spittles. Ball goes to the front. Alex McKay is there. Can he pick it up cleanly? Someone needs to grab it for Teacher Gully. Payneham there now. Hit it towards the boundary line. In the end, Jake Robinson holds the ball in. Matty Nyes there from Payneham.
Yeah, the Magpies have won the battle for that green space.
Theodorakopoulos got the job on Alex McKay there. Ball now from Payneham's Haylock.
Nice.
He hacks it off the ground intelligently. Goes forward to a one-on-one contest. Follows his work up, Haylock. Gives it to Matty Nye. They're still alive here, Payneham. Pippett. Handball over the top. Got the numbers now. T3 Gully. Can they come through the corridor through Houston? He goes back from whence it came. Need the ruckman to stand up and take a mark. Did well enough though. Zach McKay takes it. And a really nice bit of pressure by Theo Dorakopoulos. Ends with a boundary throw-in and a good result for Payneham.
Throw in front of the local faithful. Heard them auctioning off some of the 160 anniversary jumpers worn by the Bs and the As today. The Cs got up for Teacher Gully by about 3 goals. The Bs likewise. For the As, they're going to have to mount a big comeback. Time enough if good enough, but they really need the next one. They'll get the clearance. That's a start. Towards West. Spills to the back. This is where I start to get blindsided. Jacko might get you to take over.
Yeah, no worries. Personos it is that ends up with the footy. Just couldn't break the tackle, and the attention courtesy of Nicholas Highland, who's been pretty solid on him as well. West gets it, hits it towards Spence. Now Spence has got a free kick.
Okay.
And I think he'll be starting to say to himself, geez, if I want to stay forward, I'll need to nail one of
I
these
wish I'd
shortly.
have done more goal kicking practice during the week is probably what he's thinking right now.
Yep. So he's thrown the grass up. He's had a bit of a look at the breeze. We know it's right to left. The rain is coming down marginally as we speak. He'll kick from about 40 metres. Really should kick this at the right post. He does and makes the distance, and that's his second. Josh Spence, Teacher Gully may have found a forward.
The winning move, possibly.
And let me tell you, in my opinion, forwards are harder to find than defenders. So whilst he's a very good defender for Tea Tree Gully, he could also be a very good forward, and they can replace him easier in the back half than they can in the front half. So well done, Joshua Spence, and well done to the Tea Tree Gully coaching staff in making that move that they tinkered with for 30 seconds last week.
Just ticked over 10 minutes. It's 13 points the difference. It is cold, wet, dark, but
Miserable.
there's time enough.
There is time.
Footy is a winter sport. Certainly is winter today. The tap. Who can take advantage of it is the question, because that was just a little palm down. In the end, umpire will come and sort it out. Falcons have advanced about 10 metres. Next week, no broadcast game, because there are no games.
Did you see that little flick from Giannini there, soccer style?
Yeah, okay. Showmakers, the one that's left with the kick. Pippet, you will not miss. He's used up all their week's supply of tape. They're on here. Viney from the boundary has kicked it across the face of goal, and that's out on the full. Will be Tea Tree Gully ball.
Yeah, it will be. As I said earlier, they've had difficulty clearing the ball with any fluency out of their back half today, whether that's Paynham's pressure behind the ball. But it's this long kick they really had no success with today. They go towards the ruckman. He hits it forward. Here's where they need a crumb. They get it from McKay, but easily defended again by Paynham's Maxi Wagner, and he taps it out of bounds. We've seen a lot of boundary throw-ins. Maxi Wagner got the job now on Josh Spence.
Just be intrigued how many fit players Payneham have on the bench at the moment.
Yep.
Haven't seen Hales, haven't seen Campbell for a while. That would mean one left.
Haylock gets that kick quickly under pressure. Now Tea Tree Gully, courtesy of Jack Asprey, kick it out to space. There's a race on for pace. It's Anthony Giannini versus not sure who. Tea Tree Gully's Panoho ends up the ball, kicks it long, back deep inside the forward 50. Viney.
I'll tell you what, if you're looking for your best team man today, I reckon Panoho's up a shot. I've seen him make a good smother, a good tackle on that occasion. He looked after his mate Giannini by being the first player in support.
I like that, Phil. I like that suggestion. Look after your mates. He certainly plays that way most weeks, Todd Panoho. Now Tea Tree Gully. Geez, they're missing Dylan Shoemakers out there, aren't they? Anthony Giannini all the way from Darwin.
Yeah.
They'll be pleased that they brought him in for the week because he's been pretty solid. He now goes out wide. Good mark taken by the ruckman, is it? Oh, the umpire's paid a free kick for a push.
I reckon it's McKenzie, possibly.
Yep, McKenzie, and he's going to be on the right side for a left footer, Phil.
And he's taking the time to do up his shoelaces. He's taking this shot seriously.
Kick 3.
Yes, sirree.
So, good move having him play forward today as well. Kicks 4 goals out of 12.
Well, he and Viney have kicked 5. So the two tools have kicked half, which is what you'd want.
Yep, which we probably haven't had from Tea Tree Gully at the other end, have we? So McKenzie, about 15 metres out. I don't think he'll miss from there. He doesn't. Every time they get challenged, Payneham, they just manage to find a way to kick a goal, and that's his 4th, Brad McKenzie, and a fine return.
Yeah, and he'll be right up there because what are we, 13 minutes? I've got about 5-6 minutes left before we have to hand Lambo the key piece of paper.
Tough decision. You know what, I'm thinking about going for a defender today. Something a bit different. We don't really recognise the defenders. I'm just trying to see who's in that bracket for Payneham, but there's no one standing out at me.
Well, I could give player of the day to McKenzie for one of those nice goals that he's kicked. That one in particular would have had a short distance, but high degree of angle to deal with.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Tea Tree Gully was saying, well, hang on, don't forget about us. We could still win this. They get the clearance inside forward 50. Good songs, solid marker. I reckon that's O'Leary.
Robinson not happy with the delivery there.
Just a bit on the high side. It is O'Leary.
Still got to put your hands up on the mark.
The kick
the west,
knocked back,
actually.
right? Going to be a pretty quick turnover from the southeast pocket. The inbound kick. Spence has it. Avoided one. Kick around the second. No,
He's
it's
got a
gonna
free
fall
kick.
well
He's
short.
got a free kick.
He's got a free kick. Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure what the free was for, but we'll see if we
Neither
can get a
does
replay
Chase
there,
Power
buddy.
know what the free is for.
Well, this is payback for the couple they missed early in the quarter. So they say things even up. Well, let's have a look at this, see what he got the free kick for. So,
Might have been taken high with the second hit. First one looked fine.
anyway, it doesn't matter. He's kicked it, and that's his third.
Yes, sirree.
So, Teacher Gully have found a forward today.
Yep.
If nothing else, they're out to 9, 8, 12. Is that correct? Or 9, 12.
That'd be 9, I reckon. Yep, 9 it is. So we're back to this 13-point margin.
Yep. So need 15 and a half gone. They need to get a couple of in a row, don't they,
It's
to really
pretty
challenge.
much gone goal for goal this quarter.
Mm.
They haven't got it back under double figures yet.
Giannini still in the ruck. Nice tap from Teacher Gully. Haylock it is who gets it out of the middle, hacks it forward. Tyson Breeden there for Teacher Gully. So it looks like Breeden's the one who's gone back. He normally plays forward, normally plays that small forward role. So he's probably swapped with Spence, I would imagine.
Pippett was just signaling he needs some help. I think some of his tape is coming off.
Haylock very good. Handball out the back to Anthony Giannini. Good contest there. Teacher Gully able to take the ball and kick it long. Back towards Spence, who always gives you a contest in the air. Todd Bonoho, good to Giannini. Anthony variety. Goes one way, goes the other. Handballs off to Samuel Scrimmagior. He hits Brett Ansell. He goes towards, is that not Mackenzie again, or it's Viney? I think it's Viney this time. They sort of look alike, don't they? And the numbers are 24 and 26, but this is Harrison Viney. Yeah, good kick from there, Phil.
Well, he's sort of got a bit of breeze to help with the distance, but it's going to it's going to swing it out of the goals.
Right side for a right footer. Comes in board. Oh, he's butchered that one out the ball.
He needed
out
to
the full.
compensate. He needed to compensate by going left, and he's overcompensated that one. Just an interesting three-quarter time score. Brighton, second last, were 56. St. Peter's co-league leaders 10.
Wow.
They were goalless at half time. They're still goalless. They're 0-10 at three-quarter time.
That's a massive win for Brighton.
Haven't won yet,
Yeah.
but did see St. Peter's in the wet against Goodwood not play particularly well.
He keeps that alive. And that's holding the ball on Alex McKay, whose descent to the umpire has not been penalised. John Giannini, who's been really important, I think, today for Payneham. He's taken on a massive role, and he probably gets the best on ground on the back of that, Phil. 3 goals, plus playing a very unusual role. He goes to the top of the square. No one onto the loose ball at the moment. Bob's this way, Bob's that way. Still players coming at it. Now hacked forward by Teacher Gully. Can anyone take this ball and keep the ball alive? Will Payneham do? And that beautiful kick.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie in good position, or Viney.
There was Mackenzie on that
Mackenzie,
occasion.
okay, yep. So, ball goes out of bounds.
Time on imminent. I reckon the Payneham are one more goal away from
Yeah,
closing the book on this one.
Yep, if they crack this next goal, it's all over.
Teacher Gully can get it inside their 50, bottle it up, maybe get it behind in a goal, then, well, it's game on in the final few minutes.
I see Jacob Campbell coming off, holding that shoulder again bad. He does look good.
I'll give him marks for effort.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would have given up at half time, and he is determined to do a role, even if it is to give a better player a rest.
It looks like it may have actually come out the socket the way he's holding it. Look, we should get a report from Lambo, but I think he's fallen asleep this quarter, Craig Lambert. We've heard nothing from him. Where has he been? He's
The window's open, he can hear you.
here he is. He might give us a
Lambo.
report there. Lambo, what have you got for us? Nothing from you at this stage. How about that lad there just coming off? How's his shoulder?
Number 8, he's had a shoulder all day, mate, and he's probably going to go back on, mate, because he's been taking the tablets that you used to take, mate.
Well, I was interested. If you saw Brad McKenzie, it's coming. He's after the sheet, Jacko.
sheet for the best players.
He's after the sheet for the best players. We have a mark. Here's a chance for the Gullies. So I'll just give this to you. You choose your best and your team man, and I'll choose the player of the day. Then we'll mention our sponsors as well as part of that. It's Tea Tree Gully. Oh, gee, who is this? Because he's going back to have a shot. Is this Hewson?
Yeah. Yep.
No. He reckons he can kick it from outside 50 straight in front. Unloads with the long shot.
Good kick.
I'll tell you what.
Wowee.
He has drilled that, and don't go anywhere just yet,
It's
folks.
not over yet, is it?
Yep. So, Lambo, these are based on the fact that Payneham win. If Tea Tree Gully win, come back. We'll give you a new list of winners. And the player of the day was Mackenzie sharpshooting.
So 20 and a half minutes gone. Margin out to, or back to, I should say, 16 points.
No. It's 8.
8 points, is it?
Yep.
The scoreboard wrong. I said 72 to 80. If they can get
Well, yeah, he is wrong. We've got a discrepancy again.
72 to 79, so 7 points from us. And Tea Tree Gully have the ball. McKay has it. The coach, play on, son. Has a look. Get it in quickly to West. Don't waste time. Goes in that direction now. Kenny goes over the top. A great contest from West. Looked out of position. Ball spills to the front. Got numbers. Got the footy. Tea Tree Gully. Got support. Good tackle, though. And the umpire has paid holding the ball to Chase Bower, and they relieve the pressure for Payneham.
They go with a long kick. Finds the target in Viney, who slides and takes the mark at the centre wing. It's dark, it's raining, it's dead set miserable here, but we got ourselves a close game of footy as the kick goes downfield and finds Haylock, who was certainly their busiest player in the first quarter, quietened a little bit, but has had an impact for the Falcons. His kick towards the scoreboard. Asprey with the thump. Mackenzie got a little grubber kick, didn't go too far. Umpires found a free, will go the way of the Gullies. Need the binoculars to see the players now. It is getting dark here. You probably don't see it as much on the camera as that kick finds Jack O'Leary. O'Leary's been pretty strong in defence. 22 minutes gone. 7 or 8 point lead depending on whether we're got it right or the scoreboard. I'll back us. I'll back our producer Matthew every time.
Rain's starting the team down now, Phil.
Yep.
Lambo's going to get soaked out there
Those
doing the interviews.
And most importantly, Lambo, protect the mic.
Yeah, get your body behind the mic.
Okay, we're out of bounds. We're in the scoreboard. And it's a Payneham free.
Figaro.
And it's going to be Haylock. Haylock by the scoreboard. All right, is this for the game? If he kicks it, he'll seal it. And he has missed to the far side. Takes a 7 or 8 point margin and makes it 8 or 9. Really means Tea Tree Gully got to get 2 goals. They're going to go with a big kick. There's a big pack in the mud heap. Thumb from behind by Chase Bower. Somehow there's a kick out of nothing. There's a soccer kick right back at you. And Lux of Fortune lands in the lap of Highland. He'll take all the time he can. He'll go sideways. He'll go backwards to Wagner. Anything to keep the ball off of Tea Tree Gully.
Indeed. Lambo is going to get very wet. Max Wagner kicks it long down the line in the direction of Matty Knight. Very difficult for players to mark the ball under these conditions now. It's slippery. Giannini still competing well in the ruck. Been an interesting choice as the ruckman today, and he's done a serviceable job for his club. They'd be very pleased and be surprised if he didn't get a mention back at the club for the job he's done for his side today for their second win of the season. Having said that, Hart pushes it back defensively. Tea Tree Gully come forward now. Hewson should get a free kick for in the back. He does. It's not actually Hewson. It might be Cansdell perhaps. Ball comes this side now. Well taken by Payneham. What a good, strong tackle by
Here's their
Ryan
chance.
Spittle. I've loved his game today. He plays on, gives it to McKay. Zach Variety. He goes looking for Brody
All right.
Latham, and done a good job on him today. Patrick Sanzo. It's been a good battle. 21 versus 22. Probably Sanzo just had the nod there, Phil, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. Kept it to just the one goal early and then nothing on the scoreboard after that.
Yep. Geez, I tell you what, Alex McKay is running 100 mile an hour and he's hurt Ethan Haylock there. That is a shoulder or an elbow, I would suggest. He's on the ground. And another Payneham soldier, I tell you what, he looks like he's in pain. If that is a shoulder...
I'll tell you what, shot on goal here.
Been a good recruit
Zach
for
McKay.
Payneham. Ethan Haylock going off the ground. Shoulder. Zach McKay, the distance will be a problem for him, so he goes towards West. They need a crumb. Tea Tree Gully. West trying to do it all himself. Payneham, all the answers come out through Samuel Scrimgeour. And he kicks it out of bounds. Well, the umpire's given a free kick here. Can't be for deliberate, so... Well, unlikely to be for deliberate.
On if you want.
So...
Good pick up, Jacko. Yeah, Ethan Haylock off the ground with an elbow injury, mate. So we'll follow that up.
Elbow.
Mate.
That, oh, it's just
It's
gone to
missed.
the left.
Well, what that does is that makes either 7 or 8 points, depending on whose scoreboard is correct.
Right, don't go anywhere, folks. We're 26 minutes gone. It won't be a long quarter, but we might get to 30 minutes, so maybe 3, perhaps 4 minutes left. This is where they've been good all day, Payneham, coming out of there from their kick-ins. This one goes outside 50. This time punched in. Spittle's got it for Tea Tree Gully. He's been clever. That handball's not the best, though. Ansell's got it. Wheels onto the left. Now Payneham there. Tea Tree Gully in the middle of the ground through McKay. Can he take it? He does. He gives it to Hewson. Handling the ball pretty well considering the rain that's come down. This one slips to the back. Personos in good position. He's going to get one. No. The umpire, good decision. In the end, he does get it.
Wow.
He's right in front. He's played on quickly. He wheeled on the left foot. Oh, no. He's missed it, has he?
No, he's got it. If they allow it.
Yes, he does. The umpire allows it, okay.
Okay.
And we have a 2-point game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
strap yourselves in. This is an exciting last couple of minutes.
This is where it gets really interesting because it's 1 point or 2 point.
Right.
We have it at 1. The scoreboard has it at 2. The scoreboard was wrong a quarter ago.
Well, this centre bounce is really important. Payneham have put Liam Potts back into the middle, I reckon, to take this ruck contest, which is a smart move up against Josh Hart. I'd be punching the ball forward. I wouldn't try anything fancy here.
When Tea Tree Gully 160 years ago played their first game, they lost by 1.
Okay, well.
It wasn't a goal or a point, it was just 1. They didn't have goals and points back in the day.
He does hit it hard forward, Hart. No one able to take it. McKay.
And I love how the cars on the far side are helping out by putting their lights on.
All the lights are on the far side of the oval, folks. This is an exciting finish. Haylock, he's back out there.
He
He's
is.
just come off with his elbow, and he's back out there. So, well done. He's got the footy again here. He's hammered all over the top. Tea Tree Gully through Jack Asprey. Pedal the ball towards the boundary line. Can't be much time. We're 28 and a half minutes gone, folks. I'm predicting 30, 31 minutes tops.
7-goal quarter. Tea Tree Gully have kicked 4-2, Payneham 3-3. And that's according to
Matty.
3-2 if we go by Matt.
Right, okay. So boundary throwing. This clearance vitally important. Structure good here. Hewson been good all day. Gets it forward. Direction of Robinson, McKay. Tea Tree Gully got plenty of numbers there. McKay hits it forward over the top. Pippett there. Personos, sorry. Now, good defence from Samuel Scrimgeour. But Tea Tree Gully, Brody Latham gives it to Hewson. Oh, and there is the siren. And the Payneham boys they're excited. And the Tea Tree Gully boys are spent as we are because, wow, they just left it too late, Tea Tree Gully, didn't they?
They came hard, and another minute, who knows? But Payneham Norwood Union have broken the 7-game losing streak and stay alive in their hopes to stay alive in Division 1 next year. That was a raw game of footy.
Probably the
Basic elements.
Yeah, probably the Brighton result doesn't help them. If Brighton have won at Payneham, I'm talking about.
Yep, well, we will get some final scores, I hope, around some of the other grounds. It was Brighton by 46 points at three-quarter time. St. Peter's were goalless. In fact, I have a final from Brighton Road, and Brighton have won 9-11-59, St. Peter's 4-10-34. So Brighton by 25 points. That'll shake up the bottom of the ladder. Don't have any other finals yet.
Might shake up the top of the ladder too. St. Peter's were
Well,
on top. They should lose top spot depending on Goodwood Saints' result.
They
of
were
course.
leading, Princes were leading, Goodwood Saints were leading Princes by 29 at three-quarter time.
So I did have Goodwood Saints to be on top of the ladder, Phil, and they will be on top of the ladder at the halfway mark as Lambo assembles his players for the awards. We'll go through a couple of things which took my eye today, Phil. A 1-point margin in the end to Payneham, so nothing in the final result, but probably would have been stiff to lose Payneham. They controlled the first half. Got to admire John Giannini's effort today. Gave away a lot of height and size in the ruck and battled manfully, and also managed to kick 3 goals. I think they unearthed a player today in Liam Potts. I thought his effort was terrific.
Yep. We're going to go to Lambo very shortly. We've got another final from Campbelltown. Port District have won by 49 points.
Wow.
So they'll go equal with St. Peter's and probably jump them for percentage, I would suspect. And Lambo's got to speak to the camera over there. Lambo, just remember the camera's that way.
Who would have thought John Giannini, the ruckman? Who would have thought? Who would have ever pulled that move? Not me.
We're looking this way, boys.
Let's go to Craig Lambert.
No, he's still getting organised. He's got the prizes going out.
And this is where we need to thank our sponsors for the prizes. New Balance Best on Ground $100 voucher. Also the iconic Dartfish beanie is the Inclusive League team. So come on, I think that's Christie's Beach and Tea Tree Gully.
Wow.
Also the Simon Black Player Academy of the Day and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen team Polaroid. Let's go to Lambo.
What a great win by Payneham Football Club. Long overdue. We've got Jeremy Cheney over there. He'll be pretty happy too. Thumbs up. Some great roles today by some players. Best on ground by a mile. Johnny Gianni started in the ruck and kicked 3 goals. Great stuff, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much, Lambo. Appreciate it.
And long overdue for the club.
Oh, absolutely, mate. We've been, been battling away there, for the last maybe 6 rounds. Putting together, some not bad footy, but there have been patches that have let us down. But today we stuck at it for majority of the game. We get the result.
Fantastic, you enjoy. Simon Black, Academy player today. Macca kicked a few goals, mate, and you probably remember that goal with the smother and the second and third effort. Great effort.
Yeah, thanks, mate. No, it's just great to get a win. Like Johnny said, we've been training hard for the start of the year. We probably haven't had enough reward for what we've been putting in. So yeah, it's just great to get a win today, and pumped for the boys to go have a few beers.
Well done, mate. And Moseley Bar Kitchen Team of Play Award. Look after your mates, young Todd, number 17, mate. Mate, right from the start, in at it all day, and you played a really good role, mate.
No, thanks, mate. Like the 2 boys have said, it's just much earned. Like we've been slogging it for most of the season, so it's good just to get a win under the belt. A lot of confidence from this game, so we'll go on and hopefully we can get a few more. So.
Bit of momentum, mate. Great. Enjoy it today. Back to you, Jacko and Phil. Well done, boys. Excellent effort.
Yeah, terrific. Well done to those 3 boys for Payneham, and a much-deserved win for Payneham. Would seem like a long time since round 1. It is John Giannini, though. Not how did Lambo pronounce him? John Giannini or something.
Oh, look, I can only say from my week doing baseball, it is hard to get those pronunciations right. 100% of the time. Interesting road ahead for Payneham. They actually go to Park 9 next week and play Princes, then the Goodwood Saints. That's usually the gauntlet of death. But you never know. Tea Tree Gully, their problem is they've played a full round-robin series. 6 of their 9 games have been here. That means second time round, they're going to only play 3 games at home for the rest of the season, so that gets a bit tougher. They start by travelling to Karen Rolton and Port Districts. That, of course, will start in 2 weeks' time because we've got the Queen's birthday off. As Jacko goes and lets Lambo in rather than out the rain. So just as I get some final scores, Lambo, around the league, Jacko, sorry, where was this game won or lost for the teams today?
Yeah, look, what I did respect for Paynham's perspective, they were prepared to try a few different things today. And when you win, you always take credit for them. And, putting John Giannini in the ruck was obviously a strange move from our perspective. But did it work? Yeah, well, certainly it didn't hurt them, and he kicked 3 goals going forward. Look, they were good around the ball. Ethan Haylock was terrific in his second game for Payneham. Todd Panoho, his defensive work, his smothering, his tackling is terrific, and recognised with an award today. Brad McKenzie up forward, played up forward for most of the day, came off with an injury there at one stage, looked like he was dead and buried. In fact, the medical staff at Payneham Norwood Union were working overtime today.
They deserved an award, I reckon,
deserve
today.
an award, yeah. And conversely, Tea Tree Gully, well, they looked gone at half-time, 2 goals at half-time, and they came out of the blocks. Whether they got Payneham just took the foot off the gas or what, I'm not sure, but they were good enough to almost get there in the end, Craig, and an entertaining game in the end.
Oh, it was, Sean. What I like about Payneham, like we've watched them over a few times this year, their second and third efforts today were outstanding. Look, I thought Jeremy coached very well today. It's always harder, like from Macca, from Tea Tree Gully, player coach. And I don't know if that works this day and age. You just got to have good people off the field. But full credit to Payneham. It's their mini grand final today, and they deserve all the accolades today, Jack.
Yeah, I think what that does, it breathes a little bit of life in the competition, as in the bottom end is not set in stone. Payneham now on 2 wins for the half. As we mentioned, you're probably going to need 5 to avoid relegation. Don't know what their home and away looks like in the second half, but they're a chance. Brighton, as I said, winning today doesn't help their cause. And for Tea Tree Gully, well, they finished first round on 5 wins. Probably need 6, I reckon, to make the 5, given they're away from home so often in the second round. But I tell you what, they got a week to lick their lips, lick their wounds, and then they get a couple of players back, hopefully. Blake Penny, really important player for them. Matthew Stent, important player for them.
I agree, mate.
Tyson Breeden back today, his first game back after a while, looked a bit underdone. So they'll be better for those blokes back in the team, no question about that. But have they dropped too far off the pace? Hey, anything can happen in this competition.
I'll get you and Lambo to think about best players in just a sec. Do want to quickly give you the scores because I've got all bar one, I think, and that is Prince Alfred Goodwood Saints. I'll keep an eye on. League leaders St Peter's went down to Brighton. This was the shock by 25 points. St Peter's goalless until 3/4 time. They were 0-10. Glenunga and Old Ignatians, a 1-point win to Glenunga. Here,
Ooh.
a 1-point win to
Wow.
Payneham Norwood Union, and it was Port Districts by 47 points after Rocks led at quarter time. I reckon they scored about 1 goal in the second half, Port Districts. Where does that leave the ladder? I might actually come back to the ladder because I'll get you guys to just have a think about your best players because I'm just waiting. It's like waiting for that tally booth to come in the election. I can tell you at 3/4 time, Goodwood Saints were leading Prince Alfred by 29 points. Let's just assume for a moment Goody Saints win. It will be Goodwood Saints on top, St Peter's and Port District tied for second, Tea Tree Gully and Glenunga on 5 wins in the 4, Old Ignatians, Ross Trevor on 4 wins, Brighton and Prince Alfred on 3 wins, Payneham Norwood Union on 2 wins. That assumes Goodwood Saints are 1. Gentlemen, some best players.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Lambo saw it, but for me, for Tea Tree Gully, the better players were, look, Alex McKay tried hard all day. I really like Josh Spencer's game. I think he kicked 3 goals when he went forward, and they found a player there they can push forward. Probably their best 2 players were Ryan Spittle. His second half was terrific in and around the ball, and Isaac Hewson, right from the word go, was really good. Tyler West battled manfully when the ball went forward. For Payneham Norwood Union, Ethan Haylock certainly had his moments, particularly in the first half. In the second quarter there, he looked like he'd brought his own footy. Anthony Giannini, well, all the way from Darwin to play today, I thought it was a good effort. Sam Scrimmagior in the back lines, along with a couple others, in the Chase Bauer in the back half are good. John Giannini, as we mentioned, the role he played today, clearly the most important player on the ground for Payneham. Louis Clem, Brett Ansell had their moments, and Brad McKenzie up forward kicked 3 or 4, Phil?
Ansell kicked...
sorry, but Brad McKenzie.
Brad McKenzie kicked at least 3, kicked 4.
He kicked 4, yeah. So that's the better players as I saw it today, Phil.
Alrighty, thank our sponsors, the Banner Crew, Buddy Bet, Sip and Save, Wakefield Sports Clinic, Police Credit Union, O'Connell Meat Central Market, Simon Black Academy, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, New Balance, Powerade Dartfish, Sports Interactive, and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Learning to get that all in one breath. Next week's broadcast is no broadcast. Queen's birthday long weekend. Enjoy the break, everyone. Lambo, we've taken away your mic. So, mate, thank you for you were very busy today.
He was early, wasn't he?
And Chief Medical Officer keeping track of it. It was a day of carnage and attrition. Jacko, any final words from yourself?
No, the only words I would say, Phil, is that we have got an exciting competition this year. There are no standout favourites. Goodwood Saints finish on top at the end of the round one, but we've seen them get beaten a few times in the first half. It's much different competition than last year, where Prince Alfred were clearly the best side. We've got a logjam in the middle of the pack, and we've got some teams that are fighting desperately to avoid relegation. So we are set for a fantastic second round in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1.
Thank you, Jacko. For results of all the grades, check out the Sunday Mail tomorrow, or the Men's Leagues games, Division 1 to 7. The weekend wrap out tomorrow night. Adelaide Footy League Facebook page for all your details and promotions. Between the posts this week, or are you having a week off?
We're having a week off.
Okay.
Everyone's having a week off.
Everyone's having a week off. But still check out that Facebook page for everything else. Thanks to Lambo. Thanks to Jacko. Thanks to producer Matt, especially for getting us back on air after the saboteur took our power away. And Liam, who had the wonderful job being out in the elements with Lambo up in the scaffold in the weather. Here at Ray White Tea Tree Gully, Oval, Puttaringa, it was Tea Tree Gully in the C's and the B's, but Payneham Norwood Union by 1 point in the A's. I'm Phil Hurden saying thanks for being with us. This has been the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.